What's going on out there? Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is December 1st, 2020. I'm Brandon Toy for the Ranty with Brandon show. Hope everybody's doing good. See quite a few people in chat already. I see Ian Adams. What's up, Ian? By the way, I did check out that Facebook with that former Pfizer CEO that you sent me, or executive, I guess he was. That was pretty good stuff, man. Good stuff. If anybody hasn't checked that out, they should check it out. See if I can find the link again and pop it in the chat. YouTube is a douchebag. That's a new one. Colin Dresser, Matrix Media, Flat for Life. We've got Mike Dornan. What's up, Mike? Champion the Underdog. What's up, man? SE Montreal. YouTube himself. Bill G. And Cleary. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing good out there. I was just going through the news, and what a joke. What a freaking joke. I saw the list of nominees for Time Person of the Year. If you want a good laugh, go look at what a freaking joke. Try to tell us these are the people that are making a difference. These are the people to look up to. Get real, man. Who doesn't see through that crap? It's like Kamala Harris and not the emperor, might as well be the emperor, the mayor of Chicago, can't remember what his name is, brother of that CM guy, Como, the one Como. That's ridiculous. The mayor of Michigan, where I live, everybody hates her. You drive down the streets and you see signs that say F you Whitmer and stuff like that. There's a recall going on. It's like, we might as well live in China at this point. It's just ridiculous. And I know it's like that in other countries too, but it just seems to be getting worse and worse everywhere. But anyway, we're here to actually talk about things that matter, which is why we have a show, right? What is that I hear? It's Cleary's birthday? If it is, happy birthday, Cleary. What's up, man? And I see we have some people in chat. Let me throw my link in there if you want to support the show with a donation, which is certainly not necessary, but appreciated. I'll pop that in and pin that to the top. And it's pretty easy to use, pretty cool. You know what I forgot to do today was add up the donations from the last month for the drawing. So we'll have to do that tomorrow. I'll add those up and we'll draw for every $10 that people donated via Streamlabs. Then we'll order something from Ranty's Pantry. And I'll put that in the chat too, just so you guys could check it out if you haven't seen it. I think most everybody's seen it. So we showed it on the show. And I'll announce that winner tomorrow. Just set a reminder for myself. But I see some people in the Discord, so let's go in there. I got some good stuff for you tonight. We've got a bunch of videos. There was a really good video put out by Dell today. Kind of a motivational video. And I thought what he said in it was just perfect, man. It just got me thinking, like, where are we going? What are we doing? Where are we going? How do we, wake other people up? How do we deal with knowing this truth? Do we have a responsibility to try to tell other people? Is there some more action we should be taking? He was talking about exploring in that video, and I'm thinking, why hasn't anybody gone to the Arctic Circle? Why hasn't anybody, gone to Antarctica? We need to do something. So I don't know what we need to do, but I feel like we need to do something. Something definitive like that. Go do our own exploring. Stop relying on these other people to do it. Easier said than done for sure. But anyway, without further ado, let me go in the Discord. We've got a good bunch of people in there. And let's say hello. What's going on, guys?
What up?
Hey.
Good night.
Got quite the panel already, I see. Got Bev Try Thinking. What's up, Bev?
What up?
We got Brian Mabbott. Hey, Brian.
Good evening.
We got Travis, The Plain Truth.
Hello, what up?
We get the horn tonight. Awesome. Global Virus Foe. What's up, dude?
Not much. Hope everything's going well.
Hell yeah. Left lane, how you doing, Howard?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. Plague Zero.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
What's up? The man, the legend himself, Ranty Flat Earth. What's going on?
Yo. Doing a shout out actually, trying to find Exploring the Plane. If anybody knows how to get a hold of him.
Exploring the Plane. I don't know that I know him.
Yeah, he's around this area, right?
Oh, hey Ruff. Yeah,
Hello.
sorry. Say again, Bev.
He lives round here, doesn't he? Round
Yeah,
by
he's-
yours, let's say.
Yeah, he does. If anybody's got his email address or anything, can you perhaps let me know?
Sure thing. We got Ruhif. What's up, Ruhif?
Hello. Hey, good. I can't beep the horn here. Apparently it's illegal to do it unless there's a danger of a collision. But I'm driving, yes. Meep, meep. I'll do it. Hang on one sec. Meep, meep.
There you go. Thanks,
Broke the
Ruhif.
law, motherfuckers.
You're a rebel, man. We got SE Montreal. What's up, SE?
Evening, Brandon, Ranty, everybody.
Good evening. So what's the news, guys? What's new? What's the big issue of the day? We got anything mind-blowing?
Yeah, Dell's video. I haven't seen it, but from what you said, it was like, you know, how to engage flat earthers or how to engage the globers. The key is not to block or mute them from your channel when you try to engage with them.
That's right.
That'd be my suggestion.
But I don't think it was how to engage the ballers. I'm not pretty sure Dell's never been too concerned with his engagement with ballers. It was more of how do we. That was my question to myself. It was more of how, you know, he talked about exploring, and I thought that was interesting. He just mentioned it in his video. I suggest people go watch it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I saw it,
But
Brandon.
how to get the
It was
flat earth
pretty
message out, right?
inspirational.
Yeah, you liked it too, SE?
Oh yeah. Especially the part where he says that they've convinced us that everything is discovered, right? So don't look here, don't look there. We know where everything is, especially that part.
Exactly.
Wrong. We
Yeah.
haven't discovered your face.
But when they try to travel south of the 60th, well, then there's rules. You got to bring your poop back and no gas and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I came across some interesting videos the other day. I've got on my list of stuff for us to talk about Antarctica and Admiral Byrd. It was some footage I never seen before. I thought you guys might like. We don't have to talk about it now, but it's pretty interesting stuff. So, Ruh, if you haven't been here in a while, what's new with you, man?
Ranty's request for exploring the plane is actually for me. I haven't made a video in about 3 months, and I'm struggling with motivation to make one. So I thought rather than, you know, make a freaking 20-minute video responding to his 20-minute video, so just get him onto Discord and have a chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Background information. He muted my main channel on his channel, I don't know, a year ago or something. And I actually borrowed my daughter's account the other day and said, oh, you know, exploring the plane, quite politely, you've made some factual errors in this video. If you want to come and have a chat, you know, join Discord or hit me up on Skype or whatever, and we'll have a chat. And he actually muted my daughter's channel. Yeah, which I thought was just incredibly piss weak. So I think my main point would be, if you guys want to get the flat Earth message out there, is to actually engage with Globers.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We do engage with Globers here. I don't know if we're happy to engage with anybody.
Yeah, this platform is awesome. I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't see any problem in engaging with Globers. Although I will say sometimes, and it does go both ways, it becomes unproductive and a waste of time. But I guess that's with anything.
Right.
I agree. Travis is one of those.
Who was it that just said right? That sounded like
sounded
Rumpus.
like-
Was that
Travis.
Carlos?
That was Rumpus.
I thought that was the rumpus then.
Yeah, Carlos is
Right.
I
wicked
don't mention
rumpus.
Travis anymore.
Quiet,
There's,
Carlos, you might appear.
There's Travis, right the hand, Quantum Eraser.
Quit your
Nathan Oakley,
crying,
obviously.
Ruff. Quit your crying. I'm right here. I'm not.
Hey, Travis.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a few that are obviously just talk gibberish. I'm home, so I'll jump inside and be back in a minute.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, I brought up exploring the plane. Actually, I'm not familiar with this channel, but it looks like he's got quite a few videos out. So hopefully he's out there somewhere. Maybe we can get word to him.
He gets out and he gets things done. You know, he takes, you know, he does photography and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely worth a look over for sure. I like his content, to be honest. So, but I just don't know how to contact him. So, and he's not got his email on there either. So,
does he take comments on here? Did you?
I've not tried. Probably he would take comments.
Yeah, he does.
I've just dropped him a message. You're trying to get hold to him, Rant.
Yeah. I think what would be the ideal situation is to get him on to come on here and have a chat with Ruff on this platform. You know, that would be a good way of going about it, rather than having somebody muted. You know, let's have it out in the open. Let's find out what the arguments are. You know, there's no point running from the arguments.
Yeah, sounds good. That'd be great. So you're more than welcome. It's friendly territory for us exploring the plane. We'd love to have you on. But here's his channel. I'll drop a link to the channel in case anybody wants to check him out. Might as well give him a plug while we have it open here. And looks like he's putting in a lot of hard work.
Is this the general chat?
Yeah, this is the exploring the plane. Do you want to tell us what it is that you've got an issue with on his video, or are you going to just save that for another time or something?
Oh, yeah, I'll save it. I mean, he made several mistakes about humidity and the standard refraction and the pressure gradient. You know, just basic factual errors. He's pretty much every video he puts out is like, you know, here's missing curve, and then you analyze it with standard refraction, and you know that accounts for the discrepancy. So. Yeah, all he's saying is refraction is not a thing, and I'm like, it's absolutely a thing. Yeah, so happy to chat to him if he comes in.
How do you work a scaling out for standard refraction?
How do you work a scaling out? As in, where does the 7/6R come from?
Say curvature of what, Ruff? Again? What?
No, it's the relative curvature between the curvature of the light ray and the curvature of the Earth.
How did you get your 0 point?
What do you mean, 0? I'm not sure of your question. 0 means no refraction, right?
So how do you work a scaling out without a 0 point to start with?
I'm not understanding your question. What does the 0 point mean?
You wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not a very difficult question to understand, Ruff.
No, what does 0 point mean? Does 0 mean no refraction?
You work a standard refraction out if you've not got a 0 point to start with.
Yeah, what does 0 mean?
No refraction.
Does 0 mean no refraction? Okay, 0 means no refraction.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so the 0 point is no refraction.
So
Yeah, where do you start?
Yeah,
with?
can you show us that, Ruff, please? Can you show us 0 refraction so that we can then go from there?
Yeah, any constant density gradient. So something through glass or through water or something. There's pretty much no.
Can you show us that, please? You're just using words right now. Can you show us?
Google an image. Google an image of light refracting between air and glass.
No, that's not
Travis.
Gonna work.
Yeah, this is why I don't talk to you, Travis.
That's not going to work. Okay,
Yeah,
this is why I don't
talk to you.
This is what happened last night with that guy that was stoned off his ass. When I asked him a question, and he came back with an article that didn't address my question. Okay, so. Even though you can say, why don't you just go Google an image with a glass in it? Ruff, I might Google the wrong image, and then it's not going to be applicable. So we're asking you, since you're the one with the claim, can you help us start out at ground zero? Can you show us where it's on start?
How about get one of the videos about the one of the sugar tank experiments before the density gradient settles, and you've got straight light. And then it settles, and then the density gradient forms, and you've got curved light.
Yeah, that's a great word salad. Can you show us that?
Yeah.
Show it to us.
This is why I don't talk to you, Travis.
Yeah, because all you do is have a story. You can't show your shit, dude.
Yeah, all right, next.
So hold on. When you do an observation, how do you work out what the gradient is?
Well, you can't take an infinite number of measurements to work it out exactly. That's why you have to get above the surface where the gradient is more predictable. So all these observations that are done really close to the surface, there's no way you can accurately work out what the gradient is. And that's why you get, one day you'll get a black swan, other days you'll get massive inferior mirages. It's unpredictable. So the line that I always say, get well above the surface where the density gradient is much more predictable, and the refraction amount will be very close to 7/6R.
How
Okay,
do you
great.
work what refraction you've got out?
You get above the surface where it's predictable.
Yes,
Maybe
and
it's
what
just
would we
curvature.
predict it to be?
Predicted to be 7/6R because that's the standard density gradient.
It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense.
It's not. It's fucking measurable. People send up weather balloons every day to measure the atmospheric conditions. You can work out the density gradient from that data.
How are you going to get up to the same height as a weather balloon?
No, they launch them from the surface and they collect data as they go up.
And
Is that for
changes
refraction?
every minute of the day, yes?
Oh, by a small amount, yes, but close to the surface it changes by a lot. And that's why you shouldn't do observations close to the surface.
Your measurements are ludicrous.
They are measurements made every day by weather balloons. Do you doubt those measurements?
Ludicrous. It changes.
Ludicrous. There
every
you go.
minute
That's
of
just
the
straight
day.
denialism. Straight denialism.
Your measurements are ludicrous.
Do you deny that they send weather balloons up that capture data?
No, I don't. On what I'm
Okay,
saying,
so
you
what's wrong with the data?
You can't tell us what you're
That's one
looking
of
for
them,
at any point of any time of any day. You can't tell us. You can't tell the refraction index. It's impossible.
I absolutely can. I took 90 days worth of weather balloon data and mapped it in terms of the radius multiplier. And once you get above a couple of 100 meters, it's within a pretty tight band.
Let me see if I understand what the question is from Brian and Travis. You're asking what is the default for refraction? What is the 0 point, I think is what you called it.
To have any scaling of any sort, you must have a 0 point.
Right. And then you would work off that and say, okay, it should look like this, but we don't know what it should look like, which means we don't know what the 0 point is. So when you take these standard refraction measurements, what are you basing it off to say, well, there must be this much refraction because it looks like this?
Because we know what the density gradient is, and we work out how much that curves light by. This doesn't need the radius in it. I mean, you can do this with a flat flat base, right? It's just that it's easier and more useful if you use it in terms of a radius multiplier. But yes, we can work out like how much it will bend in light. All
right, so that's okay. So that's just a really simple claim that you just made. You just differentiated between using 7/6R and what was the other standard?
The vertical refractivity gradient. So you can work out how much the actual refractivity changes per kilometer.
So So you just made a claim that it's a little bit easier to do the 7/6R blah blah. So the trick would be
it's more useful.
Okay, yeah. So the trick would be for you to show us the difference between the two, so that we would be able to go, oh yeah, Ruff, you're right. It is more simple to do the other one. So you're just making claims that would have to be substantiated, and they're your claims.
Yeah, this is all in my videos. I go through this in detail. You're asking how to convert a refractivity gradient into a radius multiplier. Fairly sure I've done the maths for that in one of my videos.
No. I'm not asking about the conversion. I'm asking you.
Well, okay.
Unless you're saying that they both equal the other. So you're saying that the one is simple subtraction and the other is division, and you just say using division is going to get you there faster. Is that what you're saying?
It's more useful for doing the geometry if you just express it as a radius multiplier.
Ooh, geometry.
Yeah, your terminology is a bit vague. It's too vague for me.
All right, watch my videos. Fine.
Geometry? You know Bev's here, right?
I've heard this fucking debacle of a debate, yeah.
Well, is that what you said, curving?
Yes, I did say curving.
Is that the level that you think curves?
What?
Is that level that you think curves?
Are you asking what I think level means?
Yes, I'm saying, do you think the level curves and the light matches that curvature?
I think at different points on the Earth, then level is not parallel to each other.
Okay, so you don't think level is horizontal then? Because horizontals are parallel to the horizon, aren't they?
Level is perpendicular to down at any one place.
Perpendicular to vertical?
Yes, down, up and down.
Horizontal then?
Down.
Yeah, that's horizontal. Yeah. Horizontal.
Down is when you drop something, that's where it goes.
Would you agree that horizontals are parallel to the horizon?
Did you have to pick it up,
Horizontals are parallel. I would say no to that. The horizon does curve left to right.
So you wouldn't say that horizontals are parallel to the horizon then?
I would say I'd say the horizon is curved. So, yeah, if your horizontal is a straight line, then no, it can't be.
Oh, so when horizontals are defined as being parallel to the horizon, does that not have a bit of a problem with it, what you've just said?
Yeah, I'd say that's a bad definition for horizontal.
Would you?
Yeah.
Can you find us a definition of horizontal that doesn't involve being in a plane parallel to the horizon?
Horizontal, perpendicular to a plumb line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and parallel to the plane of the horizon, horizontal. Is that the definition? It doesn't really mention vertical.
Yeah, when to argue definitions.
Yeah, the problem, Ruhif, is all you did was express your own thoughts on answering Bev's question, but Bev asked you. No. Listen, he asked you for a citation, even though he didn't use that word. When he said, "Can you give us a definition?" He wants you to produce a definition that you can cite that will back up your position on what the horizon does.
Listen to my words very carefully, Travis. Definitions are meaningless.
Horizontal definition is very meaningful. It is one of the reference frames everyone uses.
All we use words for is to try and convey information. All right? If we're using words in a different context, it's meaningless.
Yeah, and horizontal is in a plane parallel to the horizon. Everyone knows that.
That's a shit definition. I think it's a shit definition.
Ruhif. That's probably one of the worst.
Oh shit! Thanks, Flat for Life. Really appreciate that with the $20 donation. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Google there, haven't you?
Yeah, listen to me again.
Horizontal definition, mathematics, if you want.
Definitions have usages, not meanings.
All we're asking you for is one demonstration where you can find some sort of support for your position. That
Listen again. Definitions are meaningless. I don't care whether there's a definition that matches yours. I think that definition is shit. If we can come up with another word, can you make up a word where we can agree that this word means?
Really. In your world, it doesn't matter. You are deconstructing any ability to have communication, Ruhif.
Because we disagree on the definition of a word.
Horizontal. It's not just a random word this
No,
horizontal?
it's perpendicular to up and down.
Perpendicular to vertical, yes.
Yes.
I understand fully what it
agree.
is.
We agree on a definition. So let's use that word.
That is level. That is also horizontal, right? If you don't think level is horizontal, right?
You're arguing about
you can't get away from the fact that horizontals
don't speak to
are
quantum eraser
parallel to the horizon.
And I think it's a shit definition.
You can't get around geometry, dude.
Can I ask the question in a slightly different? There's background noise coming from somebody. It's like they're in a I think it's right to hand.
Yeah.
Chris, it sounds like you're in a factory or something. There you go. Thanks, man.
There you go. Thanks.
I'll ask the question in a slightly different manner. So you made the assertion that the horizon is a curved line. What do you base that on, Ruff? What is your evidence for that?
Oh, Jay Tolan's plane footage for one.
You're using Jay Tolan's plane footage to substantiate that?
That was the first thing that came to mind, yes.
Okay.
You get up high enough and you squash the horizon on a rectilinear lens. In fact, Rory did a great one. Rory got up, I think, 400 or 500 meters on, where did he live? Lived off in the fucking ocean somewhere. He had the Horizonator 3000, so he had like a straight piece of metal, and then he put that up against the horizon and then pushed it together. So it sort of eliminated any barrel distortion or pincushion distortion in the lens, and showed the curvature on the horizon.
I think I might have an example of what you're talking about. Maybe we can look at, and you can tell me if this would count. This would be an example of the type of proof that you're talking about. Let me share my screen. Okay, you should see it in Discord.
Hang on.
So high altitude photo taken from a plane. I don't know the exact altitude, but
the horizon's not distinct there, right?
Right. So do you have one where the horizon is distinct? Because every one of these photos that I've seen, you can't make out a distinct horizon.
Yeah, because Jay Tolan had infrared camera, so he had a much more distinct horizon.
Ruff,
I can't just pull these things up.
Sorry, can I just ask if the horizon isn't parallel to horizontal? Which one is it?
Curved. It's curved, so it depends again on your definition of parallel. I mean, you can have a curved line be parallel to another curved line under some definitions of parallel.
Have you got a number for that curvature? Like, how do you express that curvature?
Oh, again, this is like an entire video's worth of mathematics to go through.
How do you measure it?
How would you measure it?
Yeah.
Do you want me to make a video on the maths of the left to right curvature?
I've got a tool. It's called an auto level. It establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
Do you want to see my two auto levels?
You've got water levels, have you?
No, I've got two auto levels.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
And what do they establish a horizontal plane of reference?
They do. Yes, they do.
So how much does the water drop away from that horizontal?
By a measurable amount. In fact, if I bring up
measurable amount, brilliant.
Yes.
Let's have a go at trying to measure this then, right?
Hang on. Let me bring up my video.
Your video?
Yes.
Where you show that the water level drops away from horizontal.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Let's see what he's got. Yeah, should be interesting.
Wow. You know, are you a flat earther?
No.
Ruff?
Of course I'm not.
Well, because I've changed that because Babs is arguing exactly your argument, and he calls himself a flat earther. He wants to debate me.
Copy. Hold on. Well, stick this in general chat, do I?
Yeah. If you want me to bring it up, you can share it yourself if you'd like. Okay. I'll open it
with an auto level.
Let me share my screen.
How long does it go for? This?
Oh, just watch the first minute.
Okay. The only problem is we won't be able to hear that. You guys won't be able to hear the sound in the Discord, Ruhif, because of the way my system is set up. So do we need to hear the sound?
No, it just shows it, and there's plenty of text on the screen. So
okay, you guys should see it. Let me start it over because we were distracted. So here we're starting. Showing curvature with an auto level. Oh, yeah, it's playing. Sorry.
Seeing as we don't need.
Says no, the horizon isn't actually curved left to right like that. My iPhone wasn't square up against the eyepiece. Does the horizon rise to eye level? The angular distance between the crosshairs and the Stadia mark is 5 millirads or 0.286 degrees. Can you describe somebody? Some who may not be familiar with that. You're talking about this red distance between the what and the what?
Hang on, I've got to look at my video because your screen's a bit fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh,
you say this is an auto level, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So the distance, the angular distance between the horizontal line in the middle and the shorter horizontal line, where the red brace is 5 milliradians, which is equal to 0.
How do you measure that?
That's the definition of the specs of the auto level.
No, the auto level doesn't measure that. It just measures the horizontal.
Absolutely does.
It doesn't measure angles.
It absolutely does.
Not an auto level, mate. No.
Yes, it does. Yes,
no, I think you might be thinking of a theodolite.
This measures.
That's an auto. If it's an auto level, it doesn't measure an angle.
I guarantee you, that's what those marks are.
What marks?
Those shorter horizontal lines.
No, they're the Stadia hairs, you muppet.
Yes, and what do they measure?
They measure an angular perspective compression. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They give you a distance measurement through the angular change in size. Yeah. Do you know what you're talking about, Ruben?
Oh, I absolutely do.
Well, how would they? What was that? How would they give you a distance measurement? They're normally at a ratio of 1 to 100.
Yes, 1 to 100. Very good. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Right. So if something's 100 meters away, how high is it?
Sorry?
If the thing you're looking at is 100 meters away, how high is it in the viewfinder? How high is it?
No, it establishes a horizontal.
No, go back. You said it establishes distance, right? If something is 100
I
meters
said the
away,
Stadia hairs
show
you a compression, right, of an image a distance away, but you need a measurement device in order to establish that.
This is the measurement device. These Stadia marks are 10 milliradians apart.
Ruhif.
You need a grade rod or a grade.
Let me ask a clarifying
You're making
question.
a fool out of yourself here, Ruhif.
Let me ask a clarifying question.
This is exactly what they are for. Yeah.
Let me ask a clarifying question. What are you measuring? You're measuring between the Stadia hairs. Are you measuring that antenna? Is that what you're doing?
The antenna. Well, long story. Purely, this is just measuring the distance between horizontal and the horizon.
Where's the horizon in this photo?
About 4.7 milliradians down.
You're talking about this, where this darker gray line and the white.
Yes,
that you're saying that's the horizon. How do you know that's the horizon?
How far away?
Hold on. Let him answer my question. How do you know that's the horizon?
Because you can see ships behind it.
We have evidence and observations where we can see something in front of a ship that is a shorter distance than your model says that curvature should block it. We know there is a thing called what are they called? Mirages, inferior mirages, which block the distant objects. So I don't think you can say that is the actual horizon. You are claiming that that's the actual geometric horizon, correct?
Without an actual ship in this photo, I can't be 100% certain, but there are plenty of observations I have made with ships beyond the horizon and I've measured those as well.
When we're talking about this observation here, you brought this up as your evidence, so you're not sure that's the horizon then, in other words, correct, Ruff?
This photo is literally the photo I took. I went to this flat earther's house and set up the auto level in his lounge room and took this photo. So this is the long story. This is from Harry Baird, who is a Sydney flat earther. And he does these observations relative to that tower in the foreground and looks at boats and shit. Yeah, so this was literally just a photo I took from his lounge room. I've got stacks of photos of
why is it you don't know how Stadia hair works?
But why? No, hold on.
Telling you that you don't know how they work.
So why are you bringing this up as evidence? What does this? Let's get to the punchline here. What does
because
this?
I don't have something to hand immediately that shows a boat behind the horizon with my auto level. I have to search for it. Right? This is a live chat.
No shit. But you told us to bring this video up, so I assumed that you had something in here to support your argument.
Yes, this is the horizon, right? And it's measurably consistent. Yes, it is measurably consistent with all the other measurements I take with boats beyond on the horizon.
You're claiming it's a geometric horizon. It is an apparent horizon, just as all horizons are apparent horizons. And this is very foggy, I have to tell you. I mean, this is, people make fun of Travis's photos for being a little foggy or out of sync, but this is, I don't know how you could possibly rely on this and say, yes, that's the actual horizon.
I'm sure I have better shots of the horizon.
Well, I'd like to see those.
This was a photo I took from this guy's lounge room, just setting up an auto level.
What does having the horizon just a little bit below the horizontal still parallel? What does that do? You're just showing two parallel horizontal lines.
So for everyone that says the horizon rises to eye level, it demonstrably does not.
That's not us. I've never said that.
And that doesn't change the ground.
For everyone.
You've still got two horizontal lines that are parallel to each other.
What was your elevation?
That would have been 60 something, 65, 66 something.
Meters?
Yeah.
That would be perfectly parallel then, wouldn't it?
What would be perfectly parallel?
Oh, then that crosshair would be what, 60 meters above?
Yeah, it's not going to be parallel to the horizon. The horizon curves.
So that was my original question, and that's why we went off on this little hunt here, was because my question was, how do you know that the horizon curves?
Go and find a JTOL video, compress the horizon, it's curved.
No.
Well, you've got evidence there in front of you.
So optical.
Measuring between the centre of the picture to the what would be the horizon, then each end, and see if there's any difference. Because
this photo is not good for measuring left to right curvature, right? Because my iPhone's up there. It's got
parallel though, right?
Hey, can I just jump in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Travis.
Go ahead, Aaron. No, go ahead, Aaron.
I just want to know why the main crosshairs, the horizontal, vertical, aren't in center of frame. Like, there's some cropping going on, or
probably cropped it on PowerPoint or something.
Okay, so this is not a full image.
I've probably cropped it to put it in PowerPoint.
Okay.
All right, so this is really weak. Go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, the thing that I was going to say is that we would have an interesting comparison with Critical Think's footage, because he's got the same setup, right? He's got the drop from horizontal, claims that the fact that they're not lined up, you've got Earth curve. So
yeah. I've been trying to get that footage for ages, by the way. In fact, hang on, let me...
Hold on, just real quick. So my point is that if Ruff and Critical Think have a similar elevation, then their drop should match up as well.
Pretty much, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so that would be just...
But you're still only showing parallel lines. You're showing a horizontal with a horizon that's parallel, just a little bit below it.
Yeah, so the horizon does not rise to eye level, right?
So what?
Okay. How can it?
So what,
levels can't rise.
Horizontal.
on a plane, the horizon should rise to eye level.
No, the level at your feet will stay level with the level of your eyes. They're parallel.
Yeah, what's the elevation of this auto level?
This one here, I think, is about 66 meters or something.
You're strawmanning by saying it should do this on a flat Earth model.
And the horizon would rise.
Say again?
Who told you that?
Have you not heard flat earthers say the horizon rises to eye level?
I heard flat earthers say a lot of things, but I didn't believe them. Why did you?
But so you're saying the flat earthers are wrong about that. Is that correct?
Absolutely. It cannot
rise. You're smart enough to know that that's not correct, right?
Well, the question is with you guys. Are you guys smart enough to know that's not correct?
Yes, absolutely.
On a full model, your horizon should be dropping away more and more and more. As you rise up, you'd be looking down way.
You do look down.
No, way down. Like the further up you go, the more you would have to strain down, and that doesn't happen. We go up, and the horizon comes up with us. No, it doesn't. The horizon. Oh my God, Ruff! If there's no more drop when you're up at 120,000 feet as there is when you take it from the ground.
There absolutely is.
Would you call this a clear picture? Would you call this clear, like up to your standard?
No, it's not a great picture. No, it's not very distinct, right? Like I said, it's a photo I took in this guy's lounge room when I just went to drop off my order level to him. All right. Anyway, Wolfie's footage. Wolfie has, gyro HUD in his plane, right? He can measure the angle down to the horizon.
No, that's like complete nonsense. Complete and absolute nonsense.
It doesn't mean anything. You've still got two parallel straight lines.
Not straight. The horizon is not straight. Demonstrably not straight.
All right, I think we're going to move on. I think we beat this to death about being able to measure curve, especially with these compression photos. It's absolute nonsense.
I can't believe he brought this up.
Right, can I just give you this as well, just before?
Can I read the Stadia marks after that as well?
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to talk about.
Oh, good. All right. Do you want to read the Stadia marks off the wiki?
Put it in the general chat there.
All right, I'm opening it. You guys still see my screen?
Hang on.
Kinda.
No, it's all shit, actually.
Chopped up.
Let me stop streaming and stream again.
It is in the general chat, so everyone can look at it for themselves. See.
All right, should be better now.
Yeah. Right, now, you might need to zoom in on it and have a look, but in that picture, there is a horizontal crosshair and two Stadia marks.
Yes.
Right. Now, you see the big horizontal, it goes all the way across. The other one, the two shorter ones, I've just my lad's face out a bit there. Now, you know how they use Stadia hairs?
Yes, I do.
Taken at a very... Well, how far away is my son?
100 meters.
What?
100 meters. If that's 50 centimeters between 0 and 5, he's 100 meters away. Assuming the specs of your order level are the same as mine. They're 1 to 100, are they?
Anyone else want to have a guess?
Oh, hang on, no, 2. 50 meters, sorry, 50 meters.
Say about 20 feet.
Well, they're at a ratio of a 1 to 100.
Yeah, between the top and the bottom. So it's 50 meters,
You take the top Stadia hair and the bottom Stadia hair, and you do a distance measurement mark in between them. Because it's a known distance, right? The measurement stick is a known distance size, so it's measurable between those two Stadia hairs. The distance between those two Stadia hairs just happens to be at the bottom. It's marked right at 1 meter. So that makes it dead easy to make the measurement. It's just 50 centimeters, right?
Right, so he's 50 meters away?
In the top one. So that the measurement in between those two Stadia hairs is 50 centimeters. And the relationship within that thing is 1 to 100. So you times the 50 centimeters by 100, and you get an average distance that he is away. Yes.
And how far away is he?
So that goes to show that within the measurement of the optics of these instruments that people have had for quite a while, and they've been looking through them. Everyone's seen them. these little hairs can actually measure distances, on average. How many times have you ever heard anybody tell you that before?
That's exactly what they're for, right? So they're 50 centimeters apart, right? You're measuring 50 centimeters between the stadia marks, correct?
No. They are a measurement distance. As my son moves away, the compression of the image will make more numbers fit into those stadia hairs.
We're getting
then
there.
the calculation will then tell you how far away he is.
Yes, let's keep going. All right, so they're 50 centimeters apart between the top and the bottom, correct?
At that distance, 50 meters away. Yes.
50 meters, yes, so he's 50 meters away, all right?
Yep.
Now, tell me what the angular size is of something that is 50 meters away and is 50 centimeters tall. Tell me the angular size.
We don't need to know the angular size. No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
Because what we're doing with an auto
you know
level...
you're about to get fucking smashed. You know you're about to get smashed.
What we're doing with an auto level is establishing a horizontal.
Yep. And I told you these are an angular measurement of 10 milliradians between the top and bottom.
What angle is there to the horizontal?
I'm telling you those stadia marks measure an angle. Do you believe me, yes or no?
They measure, look, you've just seen that you use it to measure a distance, but you need the measuring rod for them to be of any use at all. Yes.
Listen,
you have to know the distance of the thing in between them for them to be
because these stadia marks are an angle. The stadia marks are an angle. They are 10 milliradians apart. That is what they are.
That distance changes however far away
and then
my son moves with that measuring rod.
Right, but the angle
doesn't change.
Yes, well done. Well done. We got there.
Yeah, they're a feature of the lens
that measure the angle
of measuring a distance.
No, they measure an angle. It's only if you know the height at the end on the rod, then you know. Right?
It's an auto level. Doesn't do angles.
And it does do angles. These two stadia marks
it's a horizontal.
10 milliradians apart.
It's a horizontal.
These two stadia marks measure an angle. That is what they are.
Again,
how do you think?
We're already done with the surveyors. What angle are you measuring? What is the purpose of you measuring that angle? You've already established your horizontal.
Yeah, and I can measure the horizon relative to that.
Parallel.
The auto level measures between the stadia marks an angle of 10 milliradians.
The measuring rod measures that.
No.
The distance, the vertical distance is what you measure.
Do you know the relationship between the size of something, its distance, and its angular size? It's a three-way relationship, right?
Listen, I just know how to use an auto level to establish a horizontal.
You don't know what the stadia marks mean.
I've just shown you.
Stadia marks measure 10 milliradians. That is how they work.
I've just shown you and everyone exactly how to use the stadia.
I agree that's how they are used against a measuring rod.
Level. Yes.
Yeah, if you have, you've got a three-way equation here, right? You've got the angular size.
Why were you looking over the water with an auto level? What were you doing?
Measuring the distance, the angular distance to the horizon.
Measuring what? You need you need a measuring rod in there to measure anything.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
Listen, we've got a three-way. We've got a three-way equation here.
Yellow.
We've got a three-way equation. We have the distance to something. We have the actual
just not going to
size.
listen.
You've got no distance to anything. You're just pointing an auto level out at the water.
Listen.
Nobody does that. At least nobody that knows what they're doing does that.
I'd like him to explain how he is getting the distance to what, and how are you calculating that distance?
Right. So in your example, you've got you don't actually know the distance yet, but you've got the actual size and the angular size, which is the 10 milliradians. That is what that 100-to-1 ratio means. right? So you've got 2 parts out of 3 for your equation. That's how you can work out the distance, right? In my example, I don't have an actual size or a distance. I just have the angular size because I have the 10 milliradians between the Stadia marks.
Angular size of what?
The angle between the horizontal and the horizon.
Is the horizon an actual thing?
Yes.
No, that horizon is not an actual horizon, Ruhif. We've gone over this.
Position.
That's
It's
a
an
shit
apparent
definition,
horizon, yes.
Ruhif.
It's
That's a shit
fine.
So if
We
I
can-
went
we
there,
can talk
I
about
would
what we
find
mean.
the clouds touching the sea, would I?
Say again?
If I went to that point, would I find the clouds touching the sea?
No, you would. There would be a drop of water that you would see, and that would be the next drop of water you would not see because it's behind the horizon.
So
A
it's
drop
not
of water.
a
hypothetical
real
drop of
position, then, is it? It's not.
Yes, it's a real position.
No, it
You are
isn't.
seeing actual water. Yes, it is.
No, it is not, because it isn't
You
there.
are
when you get
seeing.
there.
Oh,
You can't go there. You can't get there,
You can
Ruhif.
go
You can't
there.
like get in a
When
boat
you-
and go to the horizon.
Yes, you
No,
can.
you
When you
can't.
look at the
It
horizon,
moves. No, you
listen,
can't
when-
then just go
listen.
there.
Oh no, none of that
No,
matters.
you
Even if you can
listen.
go to that spot where you see that
Listen.
apparent horizon, it
Listen,
doesn't even
listen,
matter.
listen,
That is
listen,
not a
listen,
geometric
listen,
horizon. You are
listen,
My
measuring
God,
nothing.
Ruhif.
Listen.
Stop
You're measuring nothing.
talking.
But go ahead,
because you're
Ruhif.
not listening to me. Okay, when you look
No,
at the
you're the one
horizon,
not listening.
Hold on, let him speak.
when
Go
you
ahead.
look at the horizon, when you look at the horizon, you are looking at a drop of water in a place. All right, that place exists. You can visit that place. When you go to that place, your horizon might be different. It will be different. But that drop of water exists in a place. That is your horizon.
But you are asserting that that horizon that we see in that picture, that apparent horizon, is the geometric horizon. And if we shot, let's say we shot a magic gun that went straight and didn't fall towards Earth, just an inch above, a hair above where you see that apparent horizon, your contention is that that bullet would keep going, you know, past the Earth out into space, right? It wouldn't hit anything else. There's nothing behind that, above that apparent horizon. But you don't know that. That is an incorrect assumption. You cannot make that assumption, especially not on this picture.
Sure, it's an assumption. Sure.
Yeah.
If you fire a bullet that we theoretically have, but you said, is that the geometric horizon? And are you sort of making the distinction like the metabump calculator makes, geometric versus apparent or refracted? Is that the distinction?
Don't use metabunk. You're measuring it.
I'm asking what your distinction is when you say geometric horizon.
We only have listen.
Geometric
We only
horizons
have
for the ball.
Okay, hold on, Lemon. We only have one horizon, Ruhif. There is
I
one
agree. It's an
horizon.
apparent horizon, one that we see.
Right? Okay, we don't have any other qualifications for horizons.
You don't, yeah. I think a radar has
right.
a different horizon to you.
It appears that you're saying
nothing.
that
You're
a hump of
measuring
Earth curvature is
an
blocking what's
imaginary
beyond
edge,
its
Ruhif.
frac.
Go ahead, Lemon.
Say again?
I was just going to say, it appears that you guys are implying that there's a geometric globe hump in the way that is refracting anywhere where you need it to go. The flat earthers appear to be saying that the hump isn't there. At best, you're having angular resolution over a flat plane with the top and bottom half of your vision merging into a line. So we need to see which of the side has validity.
Can I get a poll of everyone in the chat at the moment as to who has actually applied the angular resolution formula for themselves to any observation?
Who cares? What does that have to do with this horizon
You
issue?
use it as an excuse. Someone just use it as an excuse, right?
No, listen.
Never use the formula.
Listen, your angular resolution calculator means shit when you're dealing with refraction.
Then don't use it as an excuse.
Okay.
If you think
thing
angular
is-
resolution is bullshit,
Wait.
then
Hold
it's not
on.
an excuse for you.
Ruhif, do you know who you're talking to right now?
I do, and I probably shouldn't. Anyway.
So have I ever appealed to? Right, I haven't. I'm addressing the fact that you brought it up. I don't.
I didn't bring
remember
up angular resolution.
I did. Now, the thing is, you have to apply angular resolution to your eye level. How much of an angle you have up or down from your eye level when it reaches the optic of the eye. If the angle is too narrow, I'll use line. Because as we learned from perspective, every parallel lines appear to converge at the level of the eyes. That's from art class perspective.
Right,
so your
let's
eye
say
level
this.
will go parallel to the ground, and so things will converge there.
Let's say there are two rays of light.
Could I ask that you just can you let everybody actually finish their sentence? Because when you
that's
start
fair,
talking
Paige.
before they've actually, I can't hear them.
Yeah, that's fair, but I've just been interrupted a million times, so I'm
I know. I'm just asking. Just let them finish. That's all.
Yep, will do.
No worries. You had a question? I'm done. You had a question?
Sorry, did you have a question for me? Was that your question for me?
Oh, no, I don't have a question for you. I'm just saying we have two different ways about how these optics are applied. You're applying refraction to a ball, saying that, light is basically curving over the ball, but that's not necessary if everything's converging at the horizon line and opening up or closing up like a book due to angular resolution.
Okay, angular resolution. So that's when two sources of light are at such a low angle between the two that you cannot resolve one from the other. So they effectively blur into one. That's what the Rayleigh criterion is. That's what the angular resolution is, the same thing. So
correct. In applying to this, it's the top and bottom half of vision merging into an unresolvable line.
Right. So you're applying that to eye level for some reason. But I'm saying if there are two sources of light, whatever, coming vertically or at 45 degrees, whatever, and they have the same angular separation, does Rayleigh's criterion apply to those as well?
Of course, that's why you have to talk about Rayleigh's criterion.
Why is eye level important?
Eyes where they merge into the horizon line.
In this particular picture, I don't even think that's applicable because it's so foggy. Yeah. You're probably just looking at some kind of miraging here.
Yeah, but then, use a different example, whatever. I mean, my example.
This was your example. Do you have a different example?
No, this example was to show you that the horizon does not rise to eye level.
Well, it doesn't show that. It shows a foggy picture of an apparent horizon. That's it.
Well, how about I go out today and take you a nice one? Would that make you happy?
We've looked at hundreds, if not thousands of different observations on this show over the years.
Yeah.
Ruhif, the problem is the lens adds curvature. Samuel Rowbotham had the same problem with theodolites back in the 1800s, and he found different degrees of depression below the crosshair of the instrument, depending on the construction of the lens. So it looks like it's curvature of the lens, not curvature of the land.
Sorry, distortion or actual...
it's from refraction through the lens of the theodolite glass. So basically, you have lens curvature as opposed to actual land curvature, and it magnifies with greater distance elevation.
You're saying that the auto level is then not showing you level correctly. Is that what you're saying?
It does not give an accurate level over long distances. That's why.
Right. At greater distances.
Do you know why? Do you know why it doesn't give you?
You just don't use it over great distances. I mean, anyone will tell you that.
Why?
Because
they can only be guaranteed up to a couple of yards. You can only guarantee up to like what 300 yards, something like that. I mean, it depends on the theodolite, but you can't guarantee them for that long of a distance. Otherwise, the refraction becomes very apparent.
I've just heard that with certain auto levels, people only go 100 yards. I mean,
so refraction is one reason.
Meters,
what's the other reason?
Brilliant.
Refraction is one reason why you shouldn't use it over long distances. What's the other?
All lenses.
You want to be millimeter accurate, and you can only see a millimeter over that distance. So that'll be why.
You don't need to be millimeter accurate. I don't.
Yeah, you do. If you're trying to establish your level, then you have to be a millimeter accurate. Like, what do you think?
To be millimeter accurate.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. If I'm 60 meters above the water, and I'm trying to measure the horizon, what difference does a millimeter make?
That's not what anyone with one of these tools would do normally.
Why not?
Because you can't be millimeter accurate on a horizontal look. I mean, you even said it yourself. It doesn't work.
I don't need millimeter accuracy. No, I'm telling you why it doesn't work. One reason.
I'm a pretty exact person. When I'm trying to do anything, especially establishing a horizontal with a tool for establishing a horizontal, I want to be as accurate as possible. Wouldn't you agree? Isn't that the best way to do it? To be as accurate as possible?
One reason you shouldn't use them over long distances is refraction. Who can guess the other reason?
Earth curve.
Yay! Well done.
Sorry?
Because they're not
How
designed
about
to
you
be used
answer
over that
Bev's
long of a
question?
distance.
Wouldn't be the lens that
Instead of just ignoring it.
We have a
Somebody's just
surveyor
about ignored
or
every question you've been asked.
so we have
Well,
a surveyor or
can I
somebody
just
in
get
the
a confirmation there from Ruhif? Did you say they can't be used over long distances because of Earth curve?
If you're trying to establish level between two places, yeah,
Yep.
Earth curvature will be a
Like
factor. That's
water
why they're
level.
not used over long distance.
Water level. So it is a measurable drop. The water level is a measurable drop from an auto level. Same word, that's strange. So you're saying there is a difference between the two?
Between what? I missed your question.
A water level and an auto level.
Oh,
Is
they
there a
both, yeah.
difference? A measurable difference?
The auto level will be more accurate. The water level, depending on how big it is, will have like a fraction of a millimeter of a drop in it, so it's not going to be perfect.
It will drop. The water level will drop. It won't be equal at either end.
Right, because the other end is a certain distance away, which will have a slightly, minuscule amount of drop in it, right? So
I don't know. What do you mean minuscule? I thought it was meant to be equal. The water finds its own level, doesn't it? I mean, how can you say there's a drop at one end?
Because it's further away from you.
What? Which end?
It's got a different down. The other end. They're all relative to each other.
Oh, right. So the drop of the water level depends on which end you're stood at.
Yeah, it'll point in a different direction.
You did say yes then, didn't you?
Yes. Local down, the water levels both work on down, right? So at one end, down is different to the down at the other end.
Do you think?
It's not going to be a perfectly level.
Are you saying that a water level won't establish an equilibrium between the water levels at each end of the water level?
No, it won't. It will not be perfect.
Okay. And it will be down at the... Is there like a distance measurement that can be measured at?
It's equivalent to the drop. So whatever drop you think you can measure.
The drop of what?
The theoretical drop, the mathematical drop from the curvature. If you have a water level...
Drop from horizontal then?
At one end, yes. And then you go to the other end and it's reversed.
Oh, right.
It'll
drop back down again.
Yes.
Infinite drop. Infinite drop. Well done, Ruff. You've not studied this at all, have you? Are you going with the Kozlowski nutsack drop?
I don't know what that is.
That's the drop of the water level away from the horizontal from the point that you're at.
Hey Bev, it might be a good idea for you to bring that up and show him if you are prepared to do so.
Yeah, I think
Ruhif's
missed all of this because he's been gone we haven't heard from him for a couple of months, so he's missed all this geometry stuff we've been doing.
I've heard bits of it. Watching on YouTube, and about 10 minutes ago, Ruhif, you said this is the bit where Bev's going to get fucked up badly or something like that. I'm still waiting for that moment. Is it coming?
The distance, the angular distance between the Stadia marks is 10 milliradians. They measure angles. We agreed.
Wouldn't that change the further you went away?
No, the angular size doesn't change.
How did that wreck, Bev?
It does. The angle, of course, it changes. You can see it changes.
No, the angular size does not change. It's 10 milliradians. That's what they are. We went through this.
When my lad moves away,
the
more of it fits into it.
Yeah, and he's further away. So let's say he moves away to 60 meters.
Yeah,
then there'll be 60 centimeters, right?
Yeah, because the measuring rod's there. You can actually look at it. What angle are you measuring?
The
angle stays the same, but the distance measurement...
the angle stays the same. Well done. We agree.
Yeah, I can't understand how you think the distance. You can measure the distance without having a distance marker for you to measure.
I never said you can measure the distance without a size. I said we can measure the angle.
But the angle's always the same. It's within the fucking lens.
Right. So my measurement from the...
It's just lines on a lens, dude.
Yeah, and they measure an angle. Do you agree that they measure an angle?
No, they don't measure. Not
Then
in an
how-
auto
how
level.
do
You
you
don't
know?
measure
How do you
angles
know
in
that he's-
auto level.
How do you know that he's 50 meters away? How do you know he's 50 meters
Because
away?
he's got 50 centimeters in between the Stadia hairs.
So what's the formula to do that?
It's not. It's already in the lens of the fucking auto level. It's inbuilt into it.
Yes, because that distance between the two Stadia marks is 10 milliradians. That is how you get the actual size or the distance.
I understand. You're doing fantasy
Yeah,
maths.
you've got nothing to reference it against to measure.
You don't need because you've got three elements in the formula: distance, actual size, and angular size. We
You haven't
know
got.
the angular
You've got
size.
fuck all.
Wait a fucking minute. What distance are you measuring?
No, we've got three inputs into the formula, right? Distance, actual size. Listen, stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. All right? Stop interrupting. There are three elements to the formula for angular size. One of them is distance, one of them is actual size, and one of them is angular size. All right? If we want to work out the distance, we need the other two elements, right? We know it's actual size because we can measure it on the rod, and we actually know it's angular size because that's what the fucking Stadia marks are. They measure an angle.
I thought we were talking about the horizon here.
Yes, and I measured the angle to the horizon.
But the horizon is not a physical fucking thing.
Yes,
You
it
can't
is.
measure
It's a
angles
drop of
with an
water.
auto level either.
Yes, you fucking can. We just went through that 10 seconds ago.
No, you just said it. We didn't go through it.
Then how are you working out the distance without an angular size? You've only got one input to the formula.
You just look at the fucking measurement within the Stadia hairs.
But what
You can't
does that
do it
mean?
without
When
the guy stood there.
What do you think the 100-to-1 means?
Well, all right, hold on a minute. Don't answer that. I want to kind of shift this a little bit and ask Rodney. Rodney, you just made a statement that you don't measure angles with the auto level. What do you mean by that?
Well, by angles, I took it he meant he's measuring down to something that's not horizontal, unless I misunderstood what he meant by angles.
I measure the angle from eye level down to the horizon, and it's a predictable, measurable amount.
Do you see the picture that's on my screen
Yes,
in the
auto
YouTube thing, Rodney? This is a ridiculous argument that we should have put to bed 5 minutes ago because the picture is ridiculous. But
how are you getting the distance if you don't have an angular size?
They measure it.
Yeah, how are you getting a distance without an angular size?
Ask the surveyor. They never pull.
Because what that 100-to-1 ratio, what that means is that the distance between those two Stadia marks is 10 milliradians. That's what it means. That's how they measure angles with an auto level.
You don't measure angles with an auto level. You just measure vertical heights. You pillock. You use the horizontal as a reference mark, and you measure a distance away from that horizontal.
Right.
That's
How
all you
do.
do.
Get the distance. The angular size formula has three components. Distance.
It's just an
actual
average,
size,
dude.
angular
It's
size.
not actually used for any measurement calculation. The Stadia hairs,
are you
they're an
working out?
average. Just
How
that's
are you
it.
working out the third unknown? So you're trying to work out distance, right? That's our unknown in the formula that has
Pull a
three
measure
components.
tape.
So you're taking a shot to someone holding a grade rod, I'm assuming, right? With your auto level?
Yeah. And it's showing 50 centimeters between the two Stadia marks. We know that the angle between those two Stadia marks is 10 milliradians. That's how we work out he's 50 meters away. Therefore, we can measure angles with an auto level because the angle between the two Stadia marks is 10 milliradians. Do you
How are
agree we
getting
can
the
measure an
distance
angle?
to the horizon, though?
I didn't. I just measured the angle. I don't need.
Without taking a shot to a grade rod?
No, I don't need.
You just pointed out at the horizon, and
The horizon does not rise to eye level.
We're not making that claim. Listen, when you have
Okay,
a
good.
horizon that is created by refraction, and that refraction index can change that means that the horizon will change. So you're not going to be able to, okay, you're not going to get an accurate distance to the horizon that you think you're measuring. First of all, you're not measuring anything.
What do you mean I'm not measuring anything?
Okay.
In fact, no, Travis. Let's not go there, Travis, actually.
Yeah, I mean, based on the picture I'm seeing that Brandon's presented, you're not measuring anything with that, if that was your observation.
No, the whole thing who was the guy? Bev? Am I talking to Bev or Aaron or someone?
Yeah.
Bev?
That's me. Yes.
Yeah. The question was, so you know that you're measuring 50 centimeters at the rod, and from that you can work out a distance of 50 meters.
Am I muted?
The only thing is optical geometry is very questionable because parallel lines appear to converge, merge, and disappear due to perspective. So any angles and distances to derive off of them will become increasingly unreliable and increasingly questionable, especially at
these
the
are perpendicular to you.
We're talking about over the flat plane.
Ready to go whenever.
Yeah, that's why we don't use an auto level to measure distance. We would just pull a chain or a tape because it's unreliable.
But that's why they are using optics to do their calculations, because they need what happens in the optics to get their Earth curve. They never actually measure any curve.
It's based off the assumption that the heating of sky and ground is caused by a hump of Earth curvature in the way, as opposed to angular resolution, where the top and bottom halves of vision merge and converge into a horizon line over a flat plane.
Bev, he has given me a distance that he's worked out, and I want to know, without the auto level being able to measure angles, how is he getting that distance?
We did actually wheel it out on the floor. We measured it.
Yeah, but you could have worked it out just from the Stadia marks, right?
Yeah, we did. That's why I brought it here to show you how.
How are you doing that if they can't measure angles?
It's just a distance. You look through it and you read the numbers. That's how you do it.
Yeah, and then what do you do with that 50 centimeters? What do you do with it?
Times it by 100. Like, did you not hear that the ratio is 1 to 100?
Why do you times it by 100?
Because that's what they've done. They've put them in lines in every scope. Every scope.
What do they mean?
They're there so you can do an average distance calculation very quickly.
Because the distance between them is 10 milliradians. That's why you can do it. Because they measure angles.
Guys, let's move on from this milliradians discussion, because I feel like we're just it's not even worth.
Radians are a form of angle measurement. Basically, a radian is an equilateral pi angle where the radius, the two sides of the pi slice of the circle, are equal to the curved side of the circle. So a milliradian is just a thousandth of that. It's roughly 50.
A radian is just a radius distance around
so 10
the
milliradians.
outside.
10 milliradians is 100th of it, right? That's where the 100 to 1 ratio comes from.
Yeah, we
That's
don't
what
need
it
to.
means.
No.
Go ahead, Bev. You're going to show us the nutsack drop model or whatever. Are you ready?
Yeah. Ruhif, are you ready for this? This is your time to shine.
All right, give me 10 minutes and then I'll go and do some work.
Okay. Well, I'll give you 10 minutes before, or you're going to give us 10 minutes. It won't take that long. See, this guy here has got a water level. You do know what a water.
Sorry.
What?
Hang on, I didn't know you were presenting. One second.
Yeah. Video camera.
How do I make you big? Hang on.
You'll never make me big, mate.
There we go. There you go. Yep, I can see.
Okay, you know what a water level is, right?
Yes.
I know you know what an auto level is. Do you know what a water level is?
Yes, big long tube full of water. Yes.
Okay. Got one here. This is a water level, and this is the other end of it over here. You can see both of them, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now this guy's got a water level. He's got one end of it here. This distance, 32 inches to 1 mile. Yeah, horizontal scale. So we're going to imagine from here to here's a mile. This is 32 inches. Vertical scale, we'll go 1 to 1, right?
Yeah. Do you want to just answer your question? This water level will not be accurate over a mile.
I'm just going to lay it out for you, right?
Yeah.
This blue line here is auto level, right? He's established the horizontal all the way across. DP there, boof, all the way. So this blue line is a horizontal, right?
Yep.
Now, he's got a water level at one end here. Where's it going to be over here?
Lower. It
Lower.
will not be an accurate. If you
We're
line them
working,
up, it will
we're
not be
working
accurate.
on a 1-to-1 vertical scale, right? So how far? 1-to-1, over a mile.
Oh, she made inches, right?
8 inches. Okay, so we'll get a thing. We've got 8 inches. 1-to-1 scale. 8 inches down here. There. Right, so this water level, you reckon, I can put the bottom end of it down here like this, and we'll have this water level here being 8 inches below that one.
Yep.
Presuming that's up there, right?
Yes. The water
So
level will not be
we
accurate.
can connect this to this. Yeah?
Yep.
Now, DP's going to go for a little walk. He's going to come down here. What happens to that end?
That'll be 8 inches below where he is now.
So that'll be down here now.
Yep.
Okay. Now,
Well, no, you just rotate your drawing.
Like that.
Just rotate your drawing left a bit.
Like that, though.
Well, just flip your drawing.
He walked over here.
Yeah.
And when he got here, then this end of the water level is now down here.
It'll be 8 inches
I don't
below
think
where
we
he is.
moved that one.
Yeah, that's why I said rotate your drawing.
Rotate? It's horizontal.
Yeah, rotate your drawing.
No, they're horizontal.
No, if your guy on the right, if you take a shot. In fact, this is what I do in my video. The one that we looked at before.
If this guy has a horizontal, though,
yeah,
that'd be like it'd be parallel to this horizontal, wouldn't it?
No, it won't.
It would, because he'd be going back to the same spot.
No, if he takes another shot from the right, it will go over that blue line.
It'll go up.
The horizontal is
horizontal from here. We'll go in that direction.
This is literally what I did in the video that we're looking at before.
You literally did this with horizontals.
This is what the video does. It's the showing curvature with auto levels. Is a video that does reciprocal shots.
This level here would be level this way, and then when
Relative
you
to
got
the guy on
here,
the
it'd
left.
be level here. This doesn't go up here.
So what happens if you've got two
Relative-
guys at once?
Then they point, they shoot over each other.
That's a good point. What, they shoot over each other?
Yes.
So
If you're at the same
horizontal.
elevation, if you're at the same elevation as another guy a few kilometers away, you will shoot over each other.
But this
That's the
horizontal was already
demonstration of
set.
curvature.
Dude,
Relative,
this
So one
horizontal
won't drop away
was
from the
set.
other. They'll go over each.
Relative to
from
that
your
guy at the
start
left,
point.
that is your horizontal, yes. Horizontal changes if you move. They're not going to be parallel to each other.
It doesn't.
That's the whole. That's the whole
It's
demonstration of
parallel
curvature.
with the horizon. Always.
No, that's a shit definition.
Even
for
when you
horizontal.
move. Every new
A shit
position you
definition,
take-
even though that is the definition. Oh man, Ruff, you're getting
Well,
desperate, mate.
This is the video.
Desperate.
Well, the
This is what I
problem
did in
with
the video.
this,
Make shots from one point, go across to where I shot to, and then make the shot back. That's what I did.
It's imaginometry at its worst.
Yeah.
Imaginometry. The problem is
What
we
was
need a
the
straight
distance that he
standard.
shot?
Say again.
There's a new geometry now. It's imaginometry.
Go ahead,
No, I
Rodney.
literally did this in reality. I did this.
You didn't do
No,
this
you
in
didn't,
reality,
mate.
mate.
No, you did not.
And I
You
bet
didn't
you
get
have no
water level
curve.
to drop 8 inches over a mile. That didn't
I
happen.
think it was over. I think it was over 5Ks. I think.
How
But I
much do you
made-
think you
I made an
imagined you
auto
got the
level.
water to drop?
No, this is with an auto level.
2 to 3
Well,
miles.
you've got the auto level to
The
drop.
theodolite.
So
This is
Rudy,
with an
if
auto
Or
you
an
level.
took a single
optical
shot
drop,
over 5
and has said that that's what's happening to the ground because he saw an optical drop.
So, Brandon.
And you're
Brandon said
assuming
something.
that the theodolite or whatever the hell you're using is bringing you an accurate scene of the shape and of the Earth when it could be
funny you
refracting
should
and
ask.
adding fake curvature. So you may need to look into theodolite optics and mechanics
Can I,
to see if it's really giving you an accurate picture.
Can we
Well,
ask
you guys can
Rodney? Because I
discuss
think
this with
Rodney's
Zoila.
trying to
Yeah,
talk here.
Let Rodney go.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just trying to ask what was the distance he took on his shot each way.
I think it was 5Ks. If you watch the video, this is what I do. I actually take a shot from one location, then go over to where I shot to and shoot back.
With an auto level.
With an auto level.
Over 5K.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not even close to accurate.
It matched predictions, so.
Predictions.
Of course it does, because you do everything optically. They've backwards engineered it so that your optical. See, you will not let one single person finish a sentence before you start talking over them.
Yeah, even using the auto level at 1 mile is really, really pushing it. You'd have to have some really good conditions on that day to get anything accurate at 1 mile. So
doesn't water get more accurate with distance? Like,
and this is over 3 miles. So
water actually gets
it's
like a water level is more.
So you're really pushing the accuracy of the instrument, Ruhif, and you may be getting a fake visual of the scene.
The instrument measures angles regardless of how far it is away.
It doesn't measure angles either.
It does measure angles. We just did this, Bev. We just went through this.
I didn't hear that. Could you tell me how you got the distance? Can you just walk me through your process?
Me or Bev?
Yeah. No, you. You said you did it.
Sorry, measure the distance. Oh, just on Google Earth.
You said you took a shot from each side and you worked out the distance. How did you do that?
No, I didn't work out the distance. I just measured it on Google Earth.
Okay. So what were you actually shooting to then? So on your first shot that you took, what were you shooting at? What were you looking at?
I just shot horizontally, and then I went to the place that I shot to, and then shot back. Reciprocal shots. The water level.
Where is this described at?
In a random direction, and
this is in my video, which we posted in general about half an hour ago.
The video that we were looking at with the fuzzy horizon photo.
Yeah,
I missed that. So was it actually aimed at something? Did you try to focus in on?
Oh no, I just aimed it at a freaking car. Like there's a bit of an error in there where I shoot at the tire of a car, and then when I get across there, the car's moved. So I've had to make sure that I'm in the right spot.
So you didn't have someone So you didn't have someone on the other side with a grade rod that you were trying to get an accurate reading to.
No, you can't see that.
I mean, using an auto level without a grade rod is pointless.
Shooting at a car's trailer from 5 kilometers. You are lunatic.
Anyway, watch the video. I'm going to go. It's been fun.
All right, thanks, Ruhif. Appreciate you stopping in, man.
Cheers. See you, Brian.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So what this all boiled down to at the end is the confluence or the confusion between perspective, how we see the world, and their ball model, which they see as curvature. So they take perspective and they apply mathematics to it and call it curvature, when really that's just how we see as perspective. We've gone over that on this channel. We can go over it again, but that's why they think when their line, this image that I'm showing on my screen here, that's why they think when they shoot their line and it is higher on the object that they're shooting at, that it has dropped away. It has not dropped away. That is how we see.
Exactly.
And can I point out that Rodney practices surveying daily? That's his job.
Yeah,
and Ruhif doesn't. For everyone.
Ruhif's
telling somebody they're doing their job wrong.
Yeah, I wish he hadn't left so quick. I had some questions.
No, he was definitely not going to stay very much longer when he says he shoots a theodolite at a car tire. Says when he gets over there, he resets, the car's not there, and then resets up and shoots back. Come on,
Rodney,
man.
what was your take on that? What was your take on what he was saying?
What he did was just a complete waste of time. It's not even worth looking at. For one thing, he's trying to shoot.
Was even feasible to do that at 5 kilometers at a car tire?
Not for accuracy.
Even if he'd had someone on the other side of the water with a grade rod at that distance, it's not going to work.
Exactly. Complete and utter nonsense.
We're talking about 500 feet on days you can get very accurate. When you go above that, it starts getting inaccurate. 5 miles or 1 mile? No way. No way for accuracy. Sorry.
And this
Yeah, I did
stuff
a 1
is
mile
allowed to
shot
pass
just to
because
see how it
people are
toned out.
expecting. Well, people are expecting to see Earth curves, so they're letting this stuff that really doesn't, count, be acceptable because it's saying, oh, we see a drop in the theodolite, so it has to be Earth curve. But there's a lot of optics and stuff with these theodolites that we need to consider as well.
That's the first time I've ever heard somebody say they're using an auto level.
Right, the hand. We're
That
getting
is
the background
definitely
noise from you again. I unmuted you, but we're getting the noise again.
Bev, this is something that you can prove. I mean, you already know, but this is a test that, it's a pain in the butt. But if you set up a water level 1 mile apart, you put two distinct marks
No problem.
on a story pole at 1 mile. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
At 1 mile apart, you put two distinct marks, and then you get an auto level, and you look through it on one day, and you shoot the other mark, and you can adjust your crosshairs where it lines up on that mark. You can come back 10 days later and do the same thing. It's going to be off again. Come back 10 days later, 10 days, it's off again. You'd have to readjust because the atmosphere affects, the distance. The water level doesn't move, but the accuracy of the auto level does.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah. What do you do?
Okay.
Washing dishes?
If you
or,
update Discord,
doing something?
You update Discord, it puts you back to not push to talk, the voice sensitivity. So I had updated Discord, and I was just cruising to Walmart, and once you guys started talking, I was pulling trying to get a shopping cart out, and it was just chaos.
Oh, okay, no problem. Hey, guys, which of these tactics do you think they used tonight? The tactics that we went over last night in that interaction with Ruhiff on either side.
Playing dumb.
He's used
Definitely
quite a few.
playing dumb was one.
Can I just emphasize the point here that all of the other people of everybody else has always tried to use theodolites to say that they're more accurate because an auto level is a plane surveying tool. It's definitely a plane survey. Like there's no other use for it. You can't measure angles with it. It doesn't do that. It just establishes a horizontal, right? So for Ruhiff to attempt to do what the obfuscation that George and Jesse and whoever of these other conveyors that we're done with, whatever they do, Ruhiff tried it with an auto level, so that just goes to show he's trying to play. He's trying to do the wizard magic tricks, but he doesn't actually understand what he's doing at a very serious level. I mean, that was shocking.
Well, some of it is affirming the consequence because we assume that these auto levels and these visual instruments are just showing us the Earth as it is, but they're curving optics that are distorting, so it may be a bit of affirming the consequence.
An auto level used at a correct range doesn't have any effect like that. It's set up to not have any discrepancy. Millimeter accurate. It is millimeter accurate.
But the scene from the lens that he's showing appears to be off.
He's doing something you shouldn't do with that tool. Anybody who knows about that tool knows that you shouldn't do that.
You're not supposed to use it outside of its optimum range. Another thing too. So
Not
it's
just
technical issues.
Not just beyond its range, but way beyond its range. Magnitudes.
Yeah, and guys, he's baking in standard refraction and all kinds of other shit. He's using the horizon that's not a horizon, it's an apparent horizon. Who knows what that actual frickin' horizon is in this picture? Look at how foggy this is. To even come in, you can't even see blue. To come in here and actually seriously say that you're measuring anything off that horizon is a joke. This is a complete waste.
And the philosophy that they're using to interpret the meeting of sky and ground as a physical hump of Earth curve, refraction or not, is questionable. Because with angular resolution, you can have light reaching your eye that is uninterpreted because it's way too smushed, way too sandwiched, and way too converged, say at the level of the eyes. And so the theory of optics that they're using to interpret this and apply their model of refraction is questionable as well, if it doesn't count angular resolution.
You can't do a measurement or an angle to the horizon, because anybody who's got a P900, P1000 knows you look at it, it'll change. It moves. It's all over the place. There's some weird stuff happens at the horizon. You can trust the horizontal though, once you establish it with a tool.
Not without verifying it with a laser to see if, a straight traveling, EMF wave or a laser is hitting a target or hitting an obstruction of some sort.
Water
And
levels have been horizontal way before lasers, Lemon. Way before.
Yeah. But that's baked into their philosophy too, because they're saying that gravity is just pulling it to this ball and conforming it to the shape of this ball. It's a theoretical abstraction
if it's horizontal,
that they have
it can't.
over what we see.
There's no curvature in a horizontal, Lemon.
Yeah, but that came later. Because at first it was horizontal, yeah. But then when the ball came around, they reshaped their minds around that ball.
Yeah.
Lemon, how do they calibrate laser equipment?
Calibrating laser equipment?
With a water level.
And also, you wouldn't have water flow if gravity was pulling, because gravity would pull down and stop the flow. Flow appears to be a lateral thing where the water is climbing up and or over, under and over itself. So it wouldn't be doing that if it was pulled down by gravity. It would be kind of inimical to flow if gravity was doing what they said it was, doing. So we have a couple philosophy problems here, some serious
It's not philosophy, is it, to say that water flows downhill until it reaches its level? That level being horizontal. There's nothing else for it to be. Water can't support itself, so it can't hump in the middle. There's only one thing for it to be, logically, horizontal. Nobody's ever shown curve. They've not even shown that it can be curved. Like Ruhif just did tonight. He stated there was a drop away from horizontal, but then he said horizontal rised up, which doesn't make any sense, but he said it.
By my calculations, he should have gotten 1 or 2 meters, a drop over 5 kilometers. How much drop did he say he have?
How did you see the car tire then?
It's the curve of the lens, I think, not the land itself, but...
But still, if he claims there's that much drop, how did he see a car tire?
Rumpus. It's a floaty car tire like Rumpus's floaty lighthouse.
Oh yeah, the lighthouse in the air. Yeah.
Yeah, their shit just floats in the air when they need it to.
All right, let me introduce some people who have joined the Discord that I haven't called out yet, just so people know who's in here. We got Bandsaw Bandit that joined. What's up, Bandsaw? We got Chad. What's up, Chad?
What's happening?
What's up, 50? I don't think I've seen you here before, 50. Is this your first time in the Discord or a different name?
Yeah, we sent him over.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, welcome.
It's unorthodox, so you might know him as unorthodox.
Oh, I think I've heard unorthodox on I've talked to him a couple times. And on Nathan Oakley's channel. And then let's see who else.
Yo, bro.
And is actually my real life brother. The one that was here last Friday when I was doing the show. So let me ask you, since you're completely new to this whole arena, Stephen, what is your thoughts on that argument? Did you take any of that in? Did you take anything away from that?
Auto levels are only good up to 100 meters.
Steve? You there, Steve?
Yeah. Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I did find it quite interesting that, this is all, like you said, very new to me. But I like that gentleman that just spoke said about the level. I don't know. There's just a lot to it for me to argue any of it. I guess I don't know. I have to really sit here and listen and take in a lot to have an argument for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah. No problem. You don't have to bring an argument. By the way, you can listen. I listened for a long time before I ever started arguing with anybody. You don't ever have to argue with anybody, actually. But you work in the construction trade with levels and all that stuff, right? As a builder.
Yes. Yes.
In your experience, is level horizontal, or is at some point during your work where you have to take into account the curvature of the Earth or anything like that? Have you ever heard of anybody doing that even?
Levels horizontal.
Yeah, that's my experience too. Okay, cool, man. Good to have you here.
Sorry, we never heard what he said.
Oh yeah, your mic. There's a little bit of background noise, Steve, but he said levels horizontal.
SM Storm. That's bad, man.
So we'll allow it. We'll allow some background noise if he says that.
Yeah, he's good then. Anyway, all right.
It's SM Storm.
SM Storm, yeah.
Open mic, dude.
Yeah, your mic is a little bit of noise coming through, Steve. There you go. Okay,
Bro, you
cool.
can't level a curved surface. That's like the entire. It's not something you can do. Because what point? What are you leveling? What are you doing? You're drawing a circle. Is that what you're doing?
And they kind of borrow from a straight line anyway, because they say it's a tangent to the ball that's, straight locally, where it contacts the circle that gives you your local level. So they're still borrowing from a straight level anyway.
If it's at an even altitude, it can't be a tangent. So geometrically, that doesn't work. Just doesn't make any sense to call it a tangent unless you've got an illusion of a ball somewhere.
Well, tangents don't even exist in reality because it's a theoretical line that hits a circle at a theoretical point. Points, according to Euclid, is that which has no parts. There's nothing that doesn't have parts in reality. So it's going to have thickness. It's going to be a zone where it's probably going to be, a zone with thickness, not a point. So even that part of the philosophy is, flawed as well.
Yeah,
even from a mathematical.
Lemon, what they're saying is that a horizontal is a tangent just by the fact that it's a horizontal. I say that's ridiculous because you need a circle just to conjure up the word tangent. It says circle, but there is no circle because everyone knows that the water level establishing horizontal doesn't give a shit about what's underneath it. Doesn't care about the shape underneath it. It will establish a horizontal no matter what. So it's
also goes
ridiculous idea to call it a tangent.
Well, it goes against sense and reason too, because the horizon appears to rise toward the level of the eyes. You don't look in one direction and see, the horizon, and then see that, line of whatever the hell they call tangent or whatever go off into space. That's against sense, rhyme, and reason. We don't have to look down more in the other direction, to keep that tangent line that's going off into space to look down at the Earth. So
we don't look down at all. We look horizontal.
Railway lines converging. We know they don't.
Yeah.
So
and it can't really be
optical effect.
And it can't really be separated from perspective because these people were talking about this ball before they knew about optics, foreshortening, and
can be changed from perspective. Perspective is what you see, right? A water level is actual. It doesn't change by where you're looking at it from. The water level is a practical thing in reality. Perspective doesn't come into it at all, ever.
So does it work round corners, Bev?
Yes.
So it doesn't have to be in line with each other. It could be round a zigzag and it'll still give you a perfect level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the beauty of a water level.
Well, the debate is over.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to move on to the nitty gritty, the star trails, and whatever the hell else they're talking about.
We don't live in the sky, do we? We live down here on Earth.
Leave that to the
But how can I
astronomers.
have these star trails unless I'm on a spinning ball? It's like, I don't know, a Faraday effect, perspective, curved glass mirror, firmament, refocusing the light. Who knows?
Just tell them to go and experiment for themselves and find out. Come back and tell us. If they're so desperate to know why it's happening, well, you go out and create an experiment and find out.
The problem is observation will always be confirmation bias, right? So we both see the boat. Somebody thinks it's perspective. They'll say, oh, look, see how that proves the boat is disappearing because of perspective. If a baller sees it, their confirmation bias will be like, no. Same thing, but it proves the Earth is a curved ball. And this is really the fundamental thing that it all comes down to is what is your bias towards? And then you will apply your beliefs and thought process to make whatever you see fit that.
So true. And I'm biased toward the flat Earth now, but that's why we have the Globers in this side of the discussion to bounce, the suggestions off of each other. But I'm just not seeing the globe. I'm not seeing.
It looks like they've sent the big guns in. Rumpus is here.
He's self-muted and self-deafened, so who knows if he'll join us. Maybe he's waiting for us to get something else.
He's got a red mic on me. It looks like he's server muted.
Oh, yeah. Let me take him off server mute.
Can we do parallel if he undeafens? I want to do the parallel line thing. That I don't think he got it the other day.
Yeah.
Where you can't have a parallel line under one.
Before we go on to that, that last conversation with Ruff, this is the sheet. I brought this up a minute ago, but this is the sheet we looked at yesterday with the 25 rules of disinformation. And I think right the hand you said that you thought Ruff used playing dumb during that. Anybody else?
I'll add the bringing evidence that's like, the one about bringing evidence that doesn't matter or something. Their own thing.
Oh, yeah, I should be sharing now.
Yeah.
You're talking about associate. Let me see, which one was that? That was change the subject. Ignore proof presented.
There you go.
No, it was something about them bringing evidence. There was one about something about they'll bring evidence.
False evidence. Whenever possible, introduce new facts or clues.
That's the one.
Manufacture a new truth.
New fact. Straight is curved. New fact, everybody.
Auto levels measure angles.
Yeah, auto levels measure angles. That was the manufacturing a new truth, definitely.
Yeah, he literally.
The only way I know to measure an angle is like a protractor, right? And can somebody name something else? Maybe a one of those like compasses that you spin on the. Even that, I don't think can really do it.
It's just a device for measuring the angular distance between two straight lines, right? The inclination between two straight lines.
Got to be two straight lines.
Yeah.
So which other ones, and then we'll move on. I don't think he does this very much. Emotionalize, antagonize, and goad opponents. I don't think that's too much.
No, that's not the Ruff style.
He did ignore proof presented. He didn't take much like evidence of the obvious facts.
When Bev was showing the water level, like under the other level, yet there's still the same. Come on, you're just ignoring that. The water would come flowing out of the top of it, right? You're just ignoring basics.
Yeah.
Imaginometry.
Oh my God, you're stupid! Jesus Christ, you're all.
Oh,
stupid.
that's nice.
You're gonna give me a really quick Rumpus. Do you have something of substance to say?
Yeah, you don't understand that an auto level measures angle. The fact that Rodney, who claims to be a surveyor, doesn't understand what you're measuring.
You said it twice. Say it one more time.
Be quiet, Ben.
Say it one more time.
Goodbye. Right, so I'll tell you what an auto level does. It measures between the stadia 10 milliradians. So anything in there, people then
Have you told Ruff this?
Be quiet.
No,
so anything you put in there will be multiplied by 100. Because what that because if you knew the formulas, if you knew the formulas for the length of the arc,
guys, chill out, guys.
Of the arc.
If
what are you
the
talking
angle
about?
is 10 milliradians,
Let him talk.
But you're looking at by 100. Now the fact that Rodney doesn't understand is measuring an angle.
All right, that was 3. That was 3. I don't understand. Bye, Rumpus.
Rob is killing me, bro.
Oh, dear. Jose kicked him out today as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to get the third one out of him. Okay.
What? Jose kicked him out.
Yeah, not today. Sorry, yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow, he must have really done something for him.
He says this is their basic argument, right? Like an auto level, okay, well, it's a telescope, right? It's a pair of binoculars, and it's got a spirit level on it. Let's not overcomplicate the device.
It's got a fancy piece of equipment to make it horizontal through the crosshairs, right? That's it.
He's looking. Yeah. Well, where's your angle measurement? Looking? What are you using as like? He's gonna be like, oh well, I'm looking, so therefore it's 90 degrees. I'm looking at a 90 degrees, right? That's what he's gonna say. Oh, it's horizontal, so I'm looking 90. It just
the thing
that's
is,
not measuring an angle.
Radians are another way to measure angles with an equilateral pi angle, and so it's roughly 57.2.
Yeah, you don't do that with an auto level. You just get a theodolite. Come on, a theodolite measures angles on the vertical, right? An auto level just doesn't. You use a different tool for doing that. Anyone that says that you use an auto level for measuring angles is a retard, or they're actually pushing a narrative that wants to make you think that you can actually measure angles, right? That's not on us, right? We're just informing you that Rumpus is lying to you, obviously, plainly.
So Ruhiff measured the angle with a theodolite that he leveled with an auto level or something like that?
No, he said he measured an angle with an auto level. He
did the auto with a theodolite.
They both have something you can. You look through both of them. It's just one, the auto level, you use a literal spirit level so you know when it's looking 180. And the theodolite just spins, but it's doing the same thing. It just registers its spin to the horizontal.
No, a theodolite has a movable on the vertical axis, and it measures
the spin.
Angle.
That's what I meant, the spin.
No, an auto level will spin
it moves
round
up and
as
down.
well. Yeah, it goes up and down the theodolite. It's a different tool.
The up and down. Yeah. Well, so the theodolite has one that goes up and. Yeah. There's two movements on the theodolite. You can spin it and you can move it up and down. So you can
auto level.
But also it has to know. Yeah, it has to know where its horizontal and vertical are, so that you have your standard, and then it changes from there. Right?
Yeah.
It's still based on a horizontal.
Yeah, they're both based on a horizontal, but one of them does not measure angles. And that is the auto level that Ruhiff stated beyond once, twice, three, four times that he used an auto level for measuring angles. You just simply don't.
Yeah, they were completely wrong about that one.
What are the lines for on the, on the reticle that you call the Stadia? What are those lines for?
The Stadia is for.
Explain it. Go on, you go, Rodney.
Oh, I was just going to say, if you want to calculate the distance to a shot you're taking, so say you're taking a shot, there's going to be two stadia here that we look at, your top and the bottom. And let's say your top pair was on 1.5 meters, your bottom was on 1 meter, just to make it easy. You would just split the difference between the two and then convert that to centimeters, or whatever your measurement is, and multiply it by 100. Or if the scale is different, you'd multiply it by whatever the scale is. So that'll just give you a rough distance to the object that you're, whatever you're shooting at. It doesn't measure angles, like they said.
You cannot measure a vertical angle with an auto level. You can measure horizontal angle to get a inaccurate measurement of distance, but you need a theodolite to measure angle.
Yeah.
Even like I would even debate, right? Like how, because when you set the theodolite, you're still looking through it, right? And when you look through it, granted it's where the crosshairs are your angle, right? But even then, the further the distance, the more deviation in your angle can change drastically, right? If you're trying to look at something and make a point, if it's a millimeter off in your theodolite, but that millimeter equals 100 feet at 2 miles, that's going to be a huge difference in your angle. So yeah, these tools are not good for optics past, 500 feet maybe? You start getting you can't really see.
Well, that was the first thing I did when we got the auto level. We took it out on the thing, and you look through it, right? There's no zoom, so there's only one optics. You just look through it, and you go, right, go on, go back a bit more. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, I can see. Go on, keep going. And you actually look through it, and you will see there becomes a distance where you go, well, yeah, I can't really see accurately enough there. So, that's my limit. That's my personal limit. That's should be the first thing you do whenever you get one of these tools. You don't get it, go to the beach and look out across the water. That literally isn't how you use these tools. So anyone that comes to say that you use it for something that it's not meant for, then I don't know. Like it's up to you who you believe.
Well, you wouldn't take advice if they were saying to use a P900 as an auto level, would you? Like if they swapped it around, you would. Nobody would do that. So why are they using an auto level for optical things?
Well, because that's how they make their curve measurements, right? You can't measure curvature on a horizontal plane.
Right.
So what do? You have to measure the curvature as an optical effect.
Yeah, calculated in.
Yeah, you would never use an auto level just by itself either. You would always use a grade right along with it because that's the whole point. That's what it's used for. Using it by itself is just really pointless.
Yeah, measuring a vertical distance from the horizontal you establish with the tool.
Unless your name's Ruff and you're trying to show Earth curve.
To a ridiculous
that was
picture.
as bad as the pendulum, right? You can picture you're a carpenter and all you have is a plumb bob and they drop you off somewhere in the world and you just swing this thing in front of you and you're like, oh, I'm in France. Like it's just out of this world.
Hey, have you guys seen the Chinese footage? Evidently they just or they're telling people that they landed a little rover on the moon or whatever, and they're going to collect rocks and all this crap.
Oh yeah, they're bringing him back, aren't they?
That's what they say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen this footage yet? I thought we might take a look at this because it's pretty.
I've not actually seen the footage yet.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, I saw it. I posted a link to it.
Oh, did you?
Comical, bro.
Did you get the latest stuff from today? I'm looking for my link right now.
Oh,
It's called Changi 5.
Can I just say before we get off this? Before we get off this subject, I don't know if anybody knows, but Babs, Space Pope, has offered to debate me on level being horizontal tomorrow at Jose's or on Jose's channel. And he says he's taking the flat earth position that level is not horizontal. So I don't know. I thought I may as well just let you know that there's going to be somebody out there defending, well, I suppose thinking that he's taking the flat earth position that level isn't horizontal. I don't know what's going on myself.
What else would it be?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue, so I'm intrigued. He thinks he's got a gotcha on me, and I don't know. I just thought I'd like to let you guys know that, like, in case you want to sort of, I don't know, say that you know, voice your opinions on level and what you think it is before I go into this debate tomorrow. He calls it a debate. I don't think anybody knows what a debate is anymore.
I don't even see how they make that claim. Like, especially ones who, like Ruff, who've used an auto level, because an auto level, the whole purpose is to establish a horizontal line. And you do that using the bubble level, the spirit level that's on the stand. I mean, you have to make sure it's level before you can make sure, to get your horizontal. So I don't know how they can even use that instrument and then make the argument that they're not the same thing.
I think that they think that the water level is different than an Arctic. It's like they've had water levels for years, and then all of a sudden, a tool, an optical device that's like this. But let's make it better, than make it more level than the other level. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what his argument is, and yeah, that's going to be on Jose's tomorrow. You said.
Well, I'm sort of thinking that Jose's not going to want it to have this debate. I mean, I don't think he wants. He likes the level horizontal argument. It's not good to have on their channel. So I'm sort of he didn't mention it today, and Babs hasn't really come back to us, and so yeah, I'm hoping he will have it, because I like to put this information out there.
Okay, well, you guys are welcome to have your debate here if it falls out over at Jose's, if Babs is up for that. So just let me know. Actually, tomorrow night we've got Eyes to See, aka Smurfer Girl Whatevs, coming over to tell us about Foucault's pendulum. So she's been doing some research into that and wants to discuss that in detail. So we'll see exactly what she's got. That should be cool. Looking forward to that. So that's tomorrow night. But Thursday and Friday are open too if that falls apart.
Sweet.
Let's see what doesn't sound like anybody else on the panel has an argument, a flat Earth argument for how horizontal level isn't horizontal. So that'll be, I'm very curious what he's going to say. But let's take a look at this China Chang'e 5 moonlander. First, they put out a video of the separation. Well, let me see here. Okay, this is it entering lunar orbit. So this was on the 28th of November. They're slowly pumping this stuff out to the Chinese population and worldwide. So you guys should see my screen. Do you see the CTV Plus video in Discord?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let me hit play on this and let's just watch this and see what kind of amazing, mind-blowing stuff we're going to hear about. This is only 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So they got all these guys sitting in their control station with their COVID masks on. Computer graphics.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yep. Pretty impressive so far. They're all looking at their screens.
As well, that.
It entered the lunar orbit successfully, it says. According to real-time monitoring data in Beijing. Wow, real-time monitoring. The Chang'e 5 probe has finished its first perilune braking in a normal state. Does anybody know what perilune braking is? I've never heard
Isn't that
term
where
before.
It goes round the moon? It goes. It's the orbit. It's the peri-orbit of the moon.
Perilune braking. Did I spell it wrong? I just want to see what this is before we go on. I think you're right.
You've got prelude.
Perilune braking. Okay. And it's all coming up with Chang'e 5.
Yeah, they've just made it up. Literally. Yeah.
Was it ever said before?
That was good. Yeah. Look. Perilune definition there, word Nick. China's first lunar probe.
Bro, this is literally the first instance of that word being used is here.
Wow. Apollo 8. Oh, here it is.
Wow,
used
that
for
is
Apollo
crazy.
8. So it does say ellipse with a perilune of, but I don't see perilune braking in here. All right, whatever. So they're making stuff up, it looks like. That's pretty cool.
What is perilune?
They use the brakes of the moon. Come on, guys.
Yeah. It's the sort of gravity stuff. Come on.
Yeah. The brakes of the moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell that means.
Perilune braking. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So here's this lady talking. This is the deputy commander in chief at the Perilune.
Perilune. Yeah.
Let's see what she says about the periloon. We have to ignite the fuel so the probe can enter into the lunar orbit. That's the function of braking at periloon. Let me back that up.
I told you, brakes.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
goes
he
so
has to
fast.
brake at that point. You know, otherwise it's vital. Otherwise, it wouldn't go down to the moon. It's not in the gravity thing of the moon.
It's going around, right? So it made a couple loop-de-loops, and it's going around. So now we have to ignite. So what did that say? Wow, that really goes quick. Hold on. We have to ignite the fuel in the engine. Ignite the fuel in the engine.
Where else are you going to ignite the fuel?
Yeah.
Okay.
It got like you know how they work.
So that the probe can enter into the lunar orbit. Okay, so they're firing off to slow it down.
It did look like it was on an orbit already.
How are
wasn't
they
it? Isn't that what an
igniting
orbit is
anything
around the
in a
outside?
vacuum?
Without braking, it'll fly over the moon. Say that again, Paige. Wow, that's.
I said, how are they igniting anything in a vacuum?
Well, that's a whole different
I've seen people
story.
try to
Don't be so picky.
Ignite
Come
stuff.
on.
Let them have it.
Don't be a party pooper, Paige.
So they got some nice CGI here.
Sorry.
Here it goes. What's this thing? China mastered the maneuver of braking at periloon. This is a big deal, I guess.
Mastered it. They've mastered it. Obviously.
How do you?
This
This is the first time you've done it. How did you master it?
Math, dude.
They've already mastered it.
Where were they practicing?
You know they were supposed to show it live, eh? But last minute, oops, sorry, we can't do that.
Yeah, they've mastered it. They've done it millions of times. They must be. They've done it loads. Look at that hard edge there. Doesn't look real at all, does it? It's weird that.
This is.
Oh my God,
I think this is admitted CGI. Oh yeah, it says animation.
Animation, see, bro. You know what's funny? Like,
what wasn't that
it was
program?
TV. They probably just put animation in there, right? It was supposed to be TV. And they're like, oh shit, this looks so bad. What are we gonna do? Just say it's animation.
Yeah, we really
It's
screwed
probably
up.
gone out as actual in China. They've just had to put animation there.
Yeah, in China, there's no animation there. It's just CCTV.
That wouldn't surprise me at all, to be honest with you. When the country's first lunar orbiter, Chang'e 1, was launched in 2007.
That's what they've mastered it since 2007.
And the engine thrust of the Chang'e 3 and the Chang'e 4 probes reached 7,500 newtons. But for the Chang'e 5 probe, which weighs 8 tons, its engine thrust is just 3,000 newtons. Whoa, they've gotten a lot better.
It's got a laser on it as well. Look at that.
It's a fucking Death Star.
Oh, wow. This is too good to be true, man.
Yeah.
But not one.
Bro,
picture,
this is why.
not one video camera.
That's why it's so hot in Arizona.
They haven't done this for 40 years, right? Not one camera on the damn thing.
Oh, China have mastered it. They've been doing it for 13 years.
You know,
yeah, but not a robotic thing to retrieve material, 2 kilograms of material. Only 2 countries have done it in the past.
Hey,
Russia and the United States.
Did you hear Farmer's Boy when they were talking about this, the cameras? He said something today about they wisely decided not to have a bunch of angles in different cameras. And I'm going, why would that be a wise decision? He said, in case something goes wrong. Wouldn't you want to see as much of what went wrong?
Yeah, it's wise for them because they know we pick it apart. And people like Dilly Gill and stuff are all getting really good at picking their shit apart. So for them, it is wise not to have very many angles.
Oh, hey, Phil.
Imagine you're in the engineering department and they're like, we had a catastrophic failure. What part failed? We don't know. We weren't looking. We just, it exploded. We turned back and looked, and that's ridiculous.
Maybe
luckily, we only have one camera.
This is pretty funny, though, this laser beam. I love this thing.
8mm cap-head bolts into them uprights.
Hey, Professor Phil says, an example of stupid people contemplating actual science, like chimpanzees looking at a child's toy.
Actual science.
Actual science.
Would that be Phil Bell?
Yeah, that's a good professor.
Yeah, I thought so.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Brandon?
What's up, Matrix? Yeah, so that's pretty funny. And I guess
join the panel, Phil. We need some entertainment.
Where's Wally's having a good laugh too? He says, "Getting asthma yet? This is too funny." You know, it was funny when we looked at that Indian footage. This is pretty close to as good as that Indian footage, but that was supposed to be real. This is CGI. So maybe it'll get funnier when we look at the real stuff. Thus, it's required a second braking before it captured something, before it is captured by lunar gravity. There it goes.
Which gravity does it say? It doesn't say which one, eh?
No, it didn't.
All I know is if India had a rocket, they wouldn't send people to space. They would be sending like all their dirty diapers and trash, bro. So that can't be real.
Oh, that's bad. We will have it traveling along a big elliptical moon orbit after the first braking. The orbit period is about 8 hours. Okay. After orbiting 3 times, which takes about 1 day, he's good at math, this guy. We will start braking a second time to enter the orbit with a periloon of 200 kilometers. Ooh, it's got flaps. Afterward, the Chang'e 5 will face its busiest time. When the time is appropriate, the lander-ascender combination will separate from the orbiter-return combination. When the orbiter-returner combination continues traveling along the orbit and prepares for something, the lander-ascender combination will implement a soft landing and carry out automatic sampling. So here's this thing going down towards the surface like the LEM. And what's that? That's the sampler going back up. The lander-ascender combination will conduct 4 remote control operations.
Was that it? Or did...
That's pretty much it. Let's see if there's any other footage. So that's their little prelude thing announcing it. And then they release this. This is Chang'e 5 Moonlander separate from the orbiter. This is supposed to be actual footage, I take it. So let's see what this looks like.
That gold foil making a comeback.
Yeah, that's the same stuff that they use in India.
1960.
But
got that fancy blue stuff though.
They upgraded.
Oh, then we go straight into the animation here.
That was it.
Look at
Isn't animation crazy expensive? Bro, you know how much money it costs to render all this stuff?
Still cheaper than sending one.
Okay, so they're just going back through what the probe's going to do. Is there anything else that's supposed to be real in this thing?
Is this auto? Oh, well, look at, was that flying out the top?
That's what I was. Nothing was holding it.
Go back. Let's see.
That thing was just
like
hovering.
A little hovering little robot.
Okay, so they land.
No, forward. It was at like.
Who's there? When it comes out at the top there. That's it. What's this?
Oh no, it was on that stick. That was that thing on that stick. See it? It's on the stick there.
It's like a plunger.
And then they shoot that thing back up.
For all the bullshit.
And then the two things hump in the air and they come back home.
But it's synchronized flying first. That looked very impressive.
This is all the real footage they gave us so far.
Look at that! Look at that blue. What is it? Do you see that line? Is that supposed to be the horizon? Look at his bed.
He's got a wobble in it. You know?
It's not even
He's got a
full
kink
curve.
in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at the lousy video.
Why is it all fucked up?
I don't know. That's pretty bad.
Bro, that's horrible.
All right, so
Have
this
they heard
is
of 4K? HD?
Was it in 4K? Let's see. No, that was 360. I don't know why I didn't have it on a better setting. Maybe it looks better. Oh wow, what happened?
It'll still look fake.
Yeah. Maybe this will make it better. Maybe this will make it look more realistic.
Bro, look at that. Come on. Look at that Earth. This is ridiculous.
That is awful right there. This.
Is that Earth or the moon? I think that's the moon.
I think I can do better in Animatica.
No way.
You guys better come up with some better stuff than this for Artemis, guys. All right, let's see. Chang'e 5 lands on the moon.
Oh, wait till you see this.
Is it that good?
This thing again.
On the
Near the side. How does the moon have a side? It's a ball.
No, yeah, near side.
Look at the video.
Going
Look what
round
they're
the back.
showing, man. Look what they're showing you.
What?
This is it. This is it landing.
That's a pancake.
My P900 can do better than this, man.
Oh.
Bro, why is it not getting closer?
Oh. What happened?
This is it, gentlemen. This is it, and ladies.
Let's watch that one more time because that was really something. I mean,
bro, Professor Phil Bell's probably got a hard arm the size of Utah right now watching this footage.
I mean, they couldn't, point the camera. I get they need to see where they're landing or whatever, but they couldn't have another camera that points off to the side. Give me a break.
Why did they only have a lapse camera? Like, surely they could have had lapse footage at a certain point, but
nice shadows.
Falling. Bro, they don't even need to try anymore.
It's comical, man. It's just, how anybody could see this and say, yeah, wow, I'm convinced is beyond belief.
You know what I think happens? So they put these little clips in here that are the supposed real ones. They always mix it with animation so that in people's brains, they remember the animation. They're like, oh yeah, I saw that thing land. And really, in reality, all they saw was animation. Same with the planet. NASA does the same thing. Remember when we first got into this, found out, wait a minute, all those were fake pictures? Those weren't actual pictures? Because it's not like they advertise, here's some fake pictures.
Sad day in everyone's life, right? When we remember that.
Yeah. Scary, actually. Wow. Okay. Anybody impressed by this?
Look how it just cuts. What is that? Is that the leg?
That's the
the landing
shadow?
leg is in the way of the camera.
Yeah, it's the shadow of the leg or something, supposedly, yeah. What a freaking joke, man.
Why do you guys think it looks so shitty whenever we have all this fantastic graphical technology, right?
I think that if you make it lower definition like this, and you just give a little bit, like this one angle here, it's easier to fake something like that. You can say, well, yeah, the camera, we had a shitty camera. It was just to see the bottom. We could only send so many pictures back. So if you point out, you're like, this doesn't look like anything. I can't tell anything. You really can't pick it apart. CGI is pretty recognizable. Like this. Let's say it
looks so fake. It's got to be real, right? They've got to distinguish it between the movies, haven't they? Because if it looked just like the movies, then everyone would go, that looks just like the movies. They could just be making films.
Right? Why does their real...
Sorry, go ahead.
What right there? Oh, you must be having audio problems.
Looks like you're zooming in on bubbly paint. Like, paint bubbles up when it's been heated.
I was going to say, you guys don't remember Elon's famous quote, it's real when it looks just like the movies.
Oh, yeah, we're still laughing about that. It was hilarious.
Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
I was fucking around. He said, I was fucking around. He said, it's real because it doesn't.
Right.
Look like the movies.
It's real because it looks so fake.
Because it looks so fake, yeah.
Yeah.
Best troll job ever. Can you imagine? The level of trolling is just epic.
Well,
That is like, epic stuff, yeah. And people were going, yeah, our hero, Rocket Man.
So would you think if it looked just like the movie, would that be an indicator to you that was real?
No.
Dude, are you looking at
this point?
What we're seeing here? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I'm looking
if you were in charge of the camera stuff there on this, whatever this is, would you not put some cameras all over the place? First of all, you know that they landed close to the Apollo landing sites. I'm sure they flew by them. Wouldn't that be an opportunity to film them as you're flying by? So many things, like the entry, the orbit, like the landing. This is comical what they showed us. Come on, man.
I don't think China's interested in, showing anything America did on the moon.
What does America
You're
have to do with
satisfied
it?
with that camera?
What are you talking about?
They showed us.
What is it?
Why did they land near the flag and push it over? Fuck you, America! China moon. China's moon now.
They don't want to start a war. That would
Rotten Americans. Bye-bye flag.
that would piss the Americans off big time. They wouldn't want to do that.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, you don't. All the people that have telescopes pointed at the moon, nobody picked up this lunar lander, right? Come on, man. It's just it's not believable.
You can't get that high of a resolution.
You can't see a lander.
No,
bro.
no.
You can zoom in on the moon and see like craters, like get bigger.
You can't resolve. I think the Hubble can't even resolve something. I think the resolution of the highest resolution telescope can make about a football field per pixel, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
Something
not
like
what
that.
physics girls say.
Well, physics girls she's not Jesus Christ. She can make mistakes.
Yeah, but they're making the best optical lens telescope that there is, and it'll be able to spot a golf ball at the distance of the moon. That's what they said. Yeah.
They're making it now. It's not in operation.
Oh, yeah, they were. Well, a few months ago, they were making the lens for it.
Well, I'm talking about currently, and what we have.
What we have, right? Like I got a Hubble telescope in my backyard too.
Yeah.
When was the last time you used the Hubble telescope and looked through it?
Last week.
Hey, is the Hubble optical?
You don't use the Hubble very often. They don't let you get time on the Hubble.
Is the Hubble optical?
No, I didn't sign my soul over.
You're missing out. You're missing out, man.
They don't let me.
Is
Brandon,
yeah, well, I'm sure. Just like you'll be missing out later.
I'll be missing out later on what?
Show me video.
Bro, hell is
Eternal
where
life.
they have the orgies. That's where you want to go, dude.
Okay. You remember that you're not always the man in hell when the orgies happen.
Hey, we got some excuses pouring in from the chat as well. I'm up to at least 3 now. I'm hoping we can get 10 excuses for this footage. So Professor Phil says the low def is because of the time it would take to get 4K data back. It is important they get the footage as close to real time as possible. Okay. That's one excuse.
Wait, data goes slower the more definition it is, right? Like, isn't data traveling at the speed of light?
Yeah, but bigger packages travel slower, apparently. I don't know.
I mean, but there's a certain amount of...
They just travel at the same...
Are they paying Rogers or something for the bandwidth? What do they care?
Why wouldn't they send that low def if that's really the case, and then send the high def right after it at the same time? Come on.
It might be coming.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope so. I need something else to laugh about. I mean, at this point, if anybody thinks we're looking at this to be convinced that this stuff's real, it's not. It's just for a laugh. But here's where Swally. How about bandwidth? Maybe that's the reason. I hope he's joking.
Brandon,
what kind of bandwidth?
They're only on 3G on the moon, Oh,
who else is using all of that? Who else is using their bandwidth?
Dude, I can barely.
Who else is on that NASA line?
Think of this, guys. Think of the monetary value of a shot of them leaving the Earth and seeing the Earth actual as a ball and then getting smaller and smaller. Think of the commercial value, how much millions of dollars that they can gain just from that one shot. Think about
it would be worth millions of dollars.
Brandon.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Brian?
Show me video.
What are you talking about?
Put my video on.
You got a video? Where is it?
I've just gone live, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Show my video.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Let's see. I think we've got a real-time demonstration here. What's going on, Brian? Are you landing on the moon?
I certainly am.
It's a little fuzzy, but I can see how it could be very close, certainly.
Are you showing it?
Oh, yeah. It's a tortilla. There we go.
Oh, good landing. Take a sample.
Just brilliant. Yeah, brilliant, mate.
Practicing that for years.
That's too high quality, Brian. Come on, man. That's not equal. So Professor Bell also says the cost is over 1 million per kilogram. They don't actually care about stupid people who actually think the Earth is flat.
What data costs goes by the kilogram? That might be why it takes too long.
There we go.
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Hey,
He's
could you go
talking
back to
about-
that first video?
Yeah.
Talking about the
Just
camera
for a second.
equipment.
I just wanted to point out something I noticed, but I wasn't able to say it when I saw it.
Let's see. That one was this one. Okay.
Yeah, it was about halfway through when they were showing the animation for the second braking when it went into the lunar orbit.
This one right here.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you guys caught the direction change when it gets up to where they say it, gets caught by the gravity. If you play it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. I didn't notice that at first either. All right, here's the laser. There we go. It's gonna boom. It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, watch when it gets to the. Do you see the point where it just started going the other direction?
It made a quick left.
Yeah, let me play it.
Yeah.
Let me slow it down a little bit, and we'll see it better. So that's pretty cool. Oh, we got high def now. That makes a difference. There we go. Boom. Now it's coming up. It's all going like near around.
It's periloom braking.
How does it do that?
Periloom braking.
They downshifted.
Yeah.
It's got warp discs.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. It's like a roller coaster, man. We got Professor Bell with another excuse. I think this is 4 or 5. I lost count. Scientists understand what they're looking at. Okay.
Yeah, so do
What does that
we.
even mean?
We do as well.
So do we.
Everybody.
Yeah, I understand. I can understand when I'm looking at bullshit. Anyone else?
Definitely. I can definitely see what I'm looking at. A lot of CGI.
He says
mainly CGI.
I don't get
At least what Brian did was real.
Yeah.
He says
I don't
tonight
get the issue with what you guys are talking about.
Say that again, Unorthodox.
I don't get the issue with what you guys are talking about with it. It's basically going around the moon, firing some rockets to slow it down, and then the orbit gets smaller. I don't understand why.
Whoa! Look at how many subscribers they've got.
It's a cartoon,
333.
bro.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it is. It is a cartoon, but I mean,
And CC is 33 because C is the third letter of the alphabet. Just so you know.
Yeah, I missed that. Well done.
Pretty cool. Whereas Wally said they wish they had 3G. Come on, guys. Professor Phil, the footage is not there to appease stupid people who actually think Earth is flat. You're repeating yourself now, Phil.
What is it? Phil is super triggered. Sweet niblets,
Share
that
your
guy.
pain, Phil.
Yep. He says him and his team.
Well,
are
this
gonna
is
be
his,
pouring
this is
over
Phil's
footage.
thing.
It's almost like he's reacting emotionally. Like he can't handle us. You guys making fun of his thing or something.
It's almost like his ego has been attacked.
Well, I mean, he dedicated.
Or like he's a part of it. Does he actually think that he's part of this? Like he's somehow part of
he does
whatever
Zoom
it is you're making
meetings.
fun of? He thinks he's one of them?
He does Zoom
He's
meetings.
in the club?
He thinks he does Zoom meetings.
999 on the view.
Oh, come on, bro. What the frick?
That's 666 upside down.
There's another 3-3 right there. The thumbs up.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
9-3-3.
They actually put it out that they're bullshitting you. You just have to need to know how to read their bullshit.
Let's see what the comments say.
333 was God's number.
The best.
I bet they've got a whole building full of people commenting on this shit all over the internet. China should plant a flag on the moon.
This is the second probe they sent. They sent one like a year and a half ago and it crashed.
That
Bro,
was
they
India,
love
wasn't
doing
it?
that's
That
one of
was
their
India that
favorite
had the
things.
crash.
Do
what?
Fake a crash to make it look.
For a shot of the thing leaving the moon. You know, you have a Red Bull and or leaving Earth, and you see the Earth getting smaller. How much you think they'd pay Professor Phil Bell for that shot?
Yeah. Whatever happened to the crop?
Bro, they pay like $10 million for weight.
China were growing herbs on the backside of the moon, like a couple of years ago.
But the ISS was growing algae on the outside of it just 10 years ago.
Do what?
I was thinking growing some herbs. No shit. This is This is the truth. They found algae on the outside window of the ISS.
That is a true
Mushrooms
story.
on Mars.
I'm telling you.
Well, they didn't actually find algae. That's not the true story part. They said
they found a microscopic algae. YouTube it. I know it's bullshit. They didn't find nothing.
Yeah,
it's a
look,
made-up story.
No.
In fantasy land, that's what they found. Algae.
Algae that survived nearly 2 years outside space station could be key to growing food on Mars.
Yeah, you know that algae that just doesn't need sun or
Can I get 1 second?
doesn't need air like any other plant.
Can I get 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead, Ruff.
Okay, so the algae was actually from their desalinated pool, I bet.
But of course.
So there might have actually been algae.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have a desalinated pool that they do these tests in.
Yeah, I think they actually
life-size
did
model.
find algae.
There it is. Survived extreme conditions.
Kind of like that guy who poured over the Mars footage from, I think it was the 70s. I can't remember what the probe was called, and found what looked like seashells and fossils that matched fossils that you would find on Earth, and then came up with a theory and wrote an entire book about how Mars must have slammed into Earth or been part of Earth, or something must have hit Earth and Mars sometime in the past. Never put two and two together that maybe there's a simpler answer.
Yeah, that's how they got wood on the moon, wasn't it? Wood rocks on the moon because of, I don't know, some sort of catastrophe that caused the moon to, yeah.
Yeah, there's a name for that one.
And Dumb and Dumber, right? Like, how stupid you gotta be when they're like, "Oh, yeah, we found something on Earth." You know, they would be like, "Oh, it's not that we were actually faking it going to Earth. It must have been that seashell on Earth exploded out into the middle." You know,
Exactly.
You just feel like
when the meteor hit it 20 million years ago. Yeah.
That could be the reason the meteor happened. Proof
the seashell.
Meteor. See, we found seashells on the moon. Proof.
There it is. Case closed.
And he wrote an entire book about it, and then did like speeches all over the country about these seashells.
Yeah, he probably won a Nobel Peace Prize or something. He got like some genius award. Look at this guy. He got us out of that problem. We got to give him a medal.
Phil says, tonight our Chandrayaan-3 team will be pouring over this. He's talking about the China footage. We are hoping to land ours in March, so there's something to look forward to, guys. Some more Professor Phil Bell footage. Can hardly wait.
Oh, don't worry, Phil. There'll be plenty of flat earthers pouring over this footage too, believe me.
We won't get any footage.
Even if you did, right? Like, it could be the best footage in the world. I'd still be like, it's bullshit. Come on, you guys, you're not landing on a floating rock. Stop.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't matter what they show us at this time. And what video would convince you?
Right? And that's why it's so great that it's such crap. Right? Because you're just like, look, it's not even good. Right? Like, if it was amazing, right? And I was like, yo, look, I know that looks amazing, right? Like, that looks freaking real. But it can't be real because rocks don't float, right? I'd be like, okay, I can see how but it just looks so crappy, right? And they're just like, yeah. So they have nothing. They don't have the logic and this just horrible CGI.
Think about it. Any cell phone, any one of us in our pocket right now could whip out a cell phone and we could have taken better video than that. Yes or no?
Brian did. The tortilla.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Listen to these comments, guys. I mean, this is strong propaganda that they're pumping out here. If anybody needs another answer to the question, why would they do it? China moves forward to successfully contribute to the welfare and benefit of mankind. Great, guys. Don't go salty. It's for all humankind. The white steam columns from Cape Canaveral used to beacon our way into future. Now I can take my baby daughter to Hainan Beach. I'm proud to be Chinese. I mean, just on and
You weren't
on.
proud before? Like before, oh, fuck, I'm not Chinese. What the fuck are you talking about? Wait, Chang 5 landed today? Chang Wei!
Now I really feel Chinese.
Right? Like, come on. It's just no real people. People don't talk like that. That's not what real people do, bro. Nobody's like waiting for us to land on the moon so you can be proud to be American again.
Here's someone cracking on India. Meanwhile, India is still cracking their heads on how to manufacture toilets. Ouch, Phil. I think that's meant for you, buddy.
Bro, that was not me, I swear.
How would the toilet flush? Left, a counter, or clock?
Bro, if it's an Indian rocket, it probably won't even have a toilet.
That's bad.
No, let's be nice.
Oh, here we go. What is he arguing about retro reflectors now? This is how the retro reflectors that we use today were installed in the moon. How else did they get there?
Yeah, how else? The same way Bigfoot got into the forest, bro. We just made it up.
Get there.
Same way King Kong climbed the empire, no? Empire State Building.
Wow, this is really something. Let's see what the comments are on these because it's kind of fun. Australia may think this is a fake video and ask for an apology. Ouch. What's with Australia and China? You guys got a little beef going, huh?
Yeah, our sucky politicians sold all of our land out from under our feet to them. Yeah, Aussies are pretty pissed off at the moment with Chinese.
No, because Brandon summoned the Chi-Com. There's a new video that just surfaced of a Australian soldier.
There's a proud Chi-Com. Hey, Aaron, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, folks? Everybody. China just released a video or a picture. I think just a picture on. I think it was even Twitter that showed an Australian soldier who just shot a baby from another country or something, and China's response to that was like, "See how moral you guys are? You just kill babies, blah blah blah." So that's a new thing.
Aaron, you believe in the landing today?
I'm going to correct you there, Aaron.
Yeah, let's hear the Australian side of it.
You can correct China. You can correct China.
No, Aaron, I'm going to correct you for spreading shit. All right? The picture wasn't of an Australian soldier shooting an Afghan child. All right? It wasn't that at all. So stop spreading shit. All right? The picture was of an Australian soldier holding a knife up to a child's throat.
That's right.
Apparently.
I thought he's a Chinese sympathizer. Watch out for Aaron.
It's called propaganda.
It's not exactly the correction I was thinking was coming, but it works. Get the facts right.
Thank you, Ben.
I'm just getting the facts right, Brandon.
I stand corrected. Yes, sir.
So Aaron, speaking of Chi-Coms, so what do you think about this footage here from China? How do you feel that China has successfully landed this Corrido on the moon?
I just have one question, and sorry, I just chimed in, so I haven't been listening. Maybe it's already been brought up, but why land on the dark side? Have you guys talked about that?
No, that's a good question, though.
This one isn't on the dark side. This.
Yeah, but it's kind of right on the edge.
For diversity.
Okay, yeah, because Well, maybe because SC Montreal has a P900, he can actually zoom in and maybe capture a landing these days, right?
Because you can't verify the dark side of the moon.
That's right. Once you're on the backside,
Who wants to go to the nasty light side of the moon? Isn't that where the Americans landed? Who wants to go to that nasty side? They don't want to retread.
Rocks? How are you going to collect rocks on like the darkest place in the world, right?
I know.
What is that?
Moon flashlights.
What's that whistling?
Did you just say darkest place in the world?
On another planet.
Good catch.
Sorry, that was me. I thought I was on mute.
Oh, okay. Should have known it was you, Rob. That's all right.
Would their radio signals be able to transmit right through the middle of the moon back to Earth?
And yes, I did, Bev, say darkest place in the world because the moon is within our world. It's not in space like you think or out the universe, right?
How do you have gas
But Aaron-
pressure without a container?
Aaron, you're not far away from what you said before about the P900. Go on my site or Sandra P900. You'll see we have better pictures than what you saw there.
And you
Better
might
video.
capture exactly if there was an actual what do you call it, a
Skill work
drone, landing on the moon, some
Right.
unmanned machine landing on the moon, you might be able to capture that, just like Red's Rhetoric seems to capture the ISS flying in front of the moon. I mean, why not something that's also flying in front of the moon on the light side? Yeah, you might be able to capture that. So
here's
China and all the I think from here on out everybody's going to go to the dark side or the back side. So because
if there's no atmosphere on the moon, right, and you have a meteor, okay, it's not going to burn up on impact, okay, and then it hits the crater. Where'd the meteor go? Why is it not still in the hole?
Exactly.
And if it burned up on impact, right, how does it make a crater?
That's a good point. Not only that, if they're tidally locked, right, face to face, how is there craters on the face that we see? Shouldn't the Earth block most of them? How come we have perfect circular craters?
From that angle.
Both great thoughts, exactly.
Bro, it doesn't make sense. It completely doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. Even if it was real, you give them the floating rock. I'll give you the floating fucking rock. Okay, whatever, you can have it. It still doesn't make sense. I gave you a floating rock, and you still couldn't make your damn thing work. Could you imagine, bro? That'd be so crazy. You can give me like something magical, and I'm like, damn, I still can't do it. It's like being in Scrabble, and you have all blank tiles, and you still can't make a word.
Not only floating, we gave it a tidal lock, so it always faces us.
They
Gave him two
ultimately
things.
come between the Earth and the Moon and then do a 90-degree and head into the Moon.
I think a better exploration of the backside of the moon or the dark side would be like Montreal saying, is like, what does that look like? Because it's obviously blocking all these big meteorites from hitting the Earth, right? Always being in that tidal lock position. It might be missing half the backside. Who knows?
It should look like Beirut.
Yeah, or Vietnam after a bombing.
Yeah. Whilst you're onto the backside of the Moon, how do they send radio signals round corners?
You gotta flick your wrist so it curves.
You just don't understand. You're a science denier.
It's the imaginometry coming in again.
Periloon breaking.
Yeah.
So here's
radio waves curve. Don't you get that?
Here's the landing spot. Evidently, it's in a 1,300 meter high volcanic complex in the northern regions of Oceanus Procellarum on the moon's near side. I butchered that horribly. Yeah, so it's not on the actual dark side, but Phil's saying maybe so they can sample something different. We are landing at one of the poles where we know there is ice. I think he might be talking about India. So maybe they're going to land at one of the poles. Whatever. So
they found ice on the moon about 8 times already, right?
Bro,
Water,
wait,
ice.
Somebody said the craters are formed from explosions. Bro, has anybody, come on, have you ever seen a rock hit the floor, and create an explosion.
The craters have been shown to be electrical phenomenon. They can make the exact same, because they're all the same like depth. It doesn't matter how big they are. So they've done it with electricity on rocks and stuff, sandies.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before. That's pretty interesting, actually. When you look at that, the similarities. I know what you're talking about. I think I saw it on Globebusters, but I don't know where to find that video. That is pretty good stuff.
Yeah, that could have been it. It was quite a while ago. I remember seeing it. I think it was the same video that I saw. What comets and meteors and stuff are with the chromatic aberration or something they call it, and they showed how you can make a shooting star. Yeah.
So this is what their mission is. Chang'e 5 mission will realize 5 firsts in China's space history. The first collection of samples from a celestial body. The first time a probe takes off from the surface of a celestial body. The first unmanned rendezvous and docking in lunar orbit. The first return to Earth with samples in escape velocity. The first research and analysis of moon samples. So 5 things that we did 50 years ago, and the second, I don't know if there's too much to brag about here.
It's called the Great
And one
Reset.
thing that they will
It's
not
called
do
the Great
is
Reset,
film it all.
right?
Show us film of it all.
Let's reset. Let's reset and see who the superpower is now, right? China. Maybe they do it. And look at all the. Just keep in mind that Asia has like 4 billion people versus the West with 3 billion people. Okay. So when the power shifts of thinking, saying, "Oh, well, China did the greatest thing in the world," just like the U.S. did 60 years ago, 70 years ago, what's going to happen?
But you got to put a man on there. You can't just put it unmanned.
Don't worry about it. I guarantee that'll be next.
That would be awesome.
Did we not 50 years ago have live footage come from the moon?
But that text will be erased.
It was delayed a little bit.
They destroyed
did,
that
and with
technology,
battery
and
power,
it's
no
difficult
less.
to build it back up again, don't you know?
Battery power sent us those TV singles, by the way, a spectacular feat. Because here we need big old trucks with big old generators to do the same thing.
Obviously, just like all other technology, the second they find the thing that works, they destroy it so you can't improve upon it. Obviously, that's how the world works.
Obviously.
You guys sound proud that you went to the moon 60 years ago. You sound proud.
Oh, very proud.
I don't feel too much pride about it. Mainly because it didn't happen.
Okay, because it didn't happen, right? It didn't actually happen, right, Brandon?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so now we're talking about something.
Yeah, but in our defense, we did fool everybody. We should be proud of that.
Yeah, we fooled everybody first. So
pulled a pretty good con on everyone.
You guys are out there pulling our old tricks, trying to make everybody think you're great. Just kidding. I don't care at all. So it is about time for final thoughts. Why don't we do that? And I'll start off in reverse order tonight, since we always start off in alphabetical. Right the hand. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's just all comical. It's the confirmation bias. If you had nothing, right, eventually people would be like, "Yo, where are the pictures from space? Why don't we have this anything?"
Aaron, your mic's open. Go ahead.
So yeah, it doesn't matter how it doesn't matter how bad it is, as long as it's something and they can say, "Look at this." So I mean, I think it was funny as hell to laugh at it tonight. Good show.
Oh yeah, thanks. Bob.
Who, me?
Yes,
Me,
sir.
Bob?
Yes, sir.
We didn't go to the moon. And the technology, it isn't difficult. It isn't just difficult to build back up again. It's difficult to build back up because it never existed in the first place.
Good point. Thanks, Bob. Steve, you got any final thoughts? No? SE.
Yes, Brandon. Good show. Shout out Ranty. what I find astonishing in the world of 4K, they send a robotic probe on the moon, something that supposedly didn't happen for 40 years. The biggest feat that man has done space-wise, and they didn't put any cameras on it. We have no pictures of it leaving the Earth, of the Earth getting smaller and smaller. No pictures of it going to the moon getting bigger and bigger, the landing. I mean, astonishing. I call BS on this. Peace out, everybody.
Thanks, Essie. Rodney B.
Oh, no, sorry, guys. I'm eating dinner.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good show. Great show, everybody.
Cool. Thanks, Rodney. Rob.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. Great show again. Shout out to Bev. Subscribe to Bev Try Thinking, okay? If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe, because geometry is his forte. And on another note, Ruff. We need to address the fact that Ruff tried to use an auto level at 5 kilometers. That was wrong. He was looking for Earth curve. He generated his own Earth curve due to perspective. Thanks, Ruff. You're an idiot. Shout out to Ranty. I guess that. I'm sure there's more, but I'll let it go after show. See you guys later.
Thanks, Rob. Rakia. Ranty.
Hey. Final thoughts. Yeah, Earth is flat. Well, where we live is flat anyway. And I've got a video dropping tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. GMT. Be there or be square. So that'll be in about what we're looking at now. So that'll be, is it 19 hours or so? Something like that. So yeah, check out, be aware for that. It's about 30 minutes long. I hope you guys are going to enjoy that.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Ranty. Lemon.
I think we're using bad equipment. Well, the theodolite lens, instead of using our senses and something close to reality to see what, if any, curvature is there. So it may be time to really study these optics in depth and how they can possibly distort the image, especially over long distances, and give us a fake impression of a curved globe Earth.
Absolutely. Thanks, Lemon. Paige. Aaron.
Yeah, Rufus' photo was bunk, and we definitely need to, just like I think Lemon said with his banana cam, think about how, when an optic looks straight on and it gives you a Stadia, that's a near sight. That Stadia is a near sight. The horizon in the background, or the vision in the background, is very far away, right? That Stadia does not follow the rules of perspective. It only follows rules of perspective at the end of that lens right there at the instrument. That's all it does. Number 2 is somebody said something. I think it was Bob. Something about. Okay, I'll remember. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ranty.
Cool. Thanks, Aaron. Jay. Matrix Media Jay. We'll come back. Rockwell. Oh, there he is.
No, I'm here, Brandon. Thank you for having me, and shout out to everybody over in the chat. Shout out to you, Ranty, and great show.
Thanks, man. Rockwell. Global virus foe. 50, unorthodox.
Yeah, so I think I'm the only Glober on the panel right now, but I'd like to say 2 things. 1, check out photos on Twitter recently. There's been a lot of photos of ISS transits over the moon with the Dragon actually docked that you can visibly see. And we've had the technology to go to the moon for a long time. It's called rockets. And just like I know I can get in my car and travel to New Mexico because cars travel on land. It's not too far of a reach to say rockets go up, point it at the moon, and get your ass to the moon. It's really that simple, right? Rockets go up, the moon's up, keep going. And that's basically it.
All right, thanks, man. Chad.
Yeah, about the footage that y'all were watching. I was wondering if anybody's ever thought, did they make it look ridiculous on purpose just so they can have a bigger laugh at the chimpanzees that think it's real? So that's my thought on that. Because we all look at it and just shake our heads. I roll my eyes so hard sometimes it hurts my head. But I'm just wondering if they do it on purpose, just so they can have a laugh at us and people that look at it and think it's real. Anyway, great show. Thanks.
Thanks, man. Brian.
Yeah, great show, Brandon. I think they've proved themselves tonight. For me now, there is no debate. The debate is over. Level, like Bev says, is perfectly horizontal. There is no curvature. That debate for me is over.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brian. Bev.
Yeah, I was hoping Rumpus was going to come in and give us the parallel argument, but he gave us something better tonight. The fact that they think an auto level measures angles vertically. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. People should just take that and realize that the people that they imagine are people that they look up to for information are people that haven't got a clue what they're talking about. They're just making stuff up. It's been shown plainly tonight. Take note of it.
Thank you, Bev. And Bandsaw.
Yeah, good show, Brandon, and everyone in here or out there. Don't be so Scroogey and sub to Brandon's channel. Cheers, everyone.
Hey, thanks for the plug there, Bandsaw. Appreciate that. Yeah, and I will be recording. I'm gonna drop off here, go on mute, and then I'll be back and I'll record the after show. There was some good stuff last night. I'll put that out sometime this week. But I'll record again tonight. Hopefully there's some more good stuff. You can find that on my channel, and make sure you hit the bell so you're notified when I drop those. Thanks to the panel. Great panel tonight. Good stuff with the Ruff. That was really fun looking at that China footage too. Really enjoyed that. And tomorrow we've got Eyes to See, Smurfer Girl Whatevs coming in to talk to us about Foucault pendulum. And I'm sure whatever Ranty drops in his video, we'll be talking about that too. So should be a good show tomorrow night, 5:05 Eastern Standard Time. And thanks again, guys. I'll be back. All right. Thanks, everybody. Good chat. Appreciate it. Phil, you ought to join the show and convince us, show us your proof that that footage is real and everything we're doing wrong. You haven't been on in a while. We'll give you some space, let you get your argument out. Come on in and show us what you think is real. The last footage you provided me of the India launch and the satellites dropping into the clouds was very amusing, and I'd love to have more where that came from. So keep it coming. But seriously, we'll listen to your arguments. Come on in, and we'll see everybody else tomorrow night. Really appreciate it. Thanks to those who supported the show, and thanks for being here. Have a good night.